Hey everyone, it's another Wednesday. Hi, we are back for another stream. What is that under my eye? What does my eye look like that? Anyway, guys, welcome. It's another Wednesday, and yes, we have stuff to talk about. Um, Nothing that I've put out of my mind, hopefully. Nothing that I've forgotten. But yeah, good afternoon, good night, good morning, wherever you are. Welcome to TXT Track Time and another fantastic show that I have planned for you all today. First and foremost, guys, let me just say this. Please remember to hit the like button. Also, I don't know what's going on with YouTube right now, but my video is not monetizing. So if you all care, please go ahead and give a donation to this live stream. That's the first thing I'm telling y'all. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I don't know if it's a StreamYard thing. I don't know if it's a YouTube thing. I think it's a YouTube thing because it's not giving me the option to monetize my video. So I'm just letting you know that yeah, if you all want to help a girl out, help a girl out, okay? Yeah, so I have as I said another fantastic show, but as usual before we get into the show, we do our greetings. So let's see who is here with me. Um Hey, JamaicanTV.com, what's up? Hey, O'Shane. Yes, O'Shane, waiting. Hey, Kale. Yes, 29K. We're getting there slowly but surely. We are getting there. Almost at 30. Hey, J Starred. What's up? Hey, Sir Mike. What's up? Hey, Grant M. Hey, Sharon. Hey, oh, love the Rosa Parks hairstyle. Listen, I've been telling y'all I don't know what to do with my hair. When I take braids out, I tend to want to give it a break. But at this particular point in time, I don't even know. Like I'm getting annoyed with my natural hair and I just want it to go away. So yeah. Hey, Track Universe, what's up? I don't think I'll ever be processing my hair again, as in what did I say in Jamaica? Creaming it. I don't think I'll ever be doing that again. I didn't go natural because of the whole natural hair trend, right? I went natural for other reasons, so I don't think I'll ever be doing that. But I was like a type of girl that loved to, you know, color my hair, also to different random stuff. And now I feel like I'm stuck in a little box, and it's kind of annoying and frustrating. So yeah. Um it is what it is right now. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing with my hair, and I don't know. I keep seeing something underneath my eye. I don't know what this is. What is this? I think some of my. Oh, I know what happened. So when I was creating my wing, this wing, apparently my eye went down, closed on it, and no, there's a black mark there. Oh well, it's too late for that. All right, guys. So let's get into the show. So World Athletics. Leads a historic charge as it relates to our initiative, as you would say, introducing prize money for the Olympic Games. The first body governing body to do this, as y'all know, the Olympic Games has a wide variety of sports. I don't know how many at this particular point, but I have quite a few sports, and it's, as it stands right now, the only governing body that has so far decided to start giving out prize money at the Olympic Games. So let me tell you exactly what World Athletics had to say as it relates to this particular move. So World Athletics says a total of 2.4 million dollars divided amongst 48 athletic events will be handed out to each Olympic gold medalist, and they will receive 50,000 US dollars. Right now, as it relates to the relay teams will be doled out the same amount of money, the $50,000, which will be divided amongst, well, there's 8 people, how much ever people you have participating in your relay. I think you can have at most 8, as it relates to present rules, I believe. Right. So yeah. However, as it relates to this particular rule, going from 2028, that's LA 2028, all 3 medalists will be receiving prize money. So I'm not sure if all of you know, but as it relates now to the current standard for World Athletics events, so whether that's a World Indoor Championships, World Championships, prize money is given to top 8, right? So in this particular setting, though, prize money will be only given to one starting 2024, which is the gold medalist. But from here on out, all 3, and that will be top 3, gold, silver, bronze, will be receiving a payout. At that particular point in time, LA 2028, I'm hoping that the money is not $50,000, because $50,000 is a money. You know what I mean? When we look at it, when we compare to other sports, that's my opinion, right? This kit seems very, very small, especially when I look at football and I compare, even if you talk about a final 16 in a competition and how much money they receive versus, athletics, 48 events, um, and I say only 2.4 million is available to be divided. To me, it sounds weird for such a global event. I don't remember how much was the last money for the World Cup, but I know it was a whole lot of money. And it's just weird that, yeah, it's this little bit of money that 48, as I said, athletic events will be receiving, and that's only one winner. Potentially, if there's a tie, then they'll have to figure that out. But as it stands right now, yeah, $50,000. All right, this is how I look at it, guys. I appreciate the initiative because the Olympics pretty much views the platform as the biggest platform, and it is the biggest platform for athletes to be recognized, and whatever potential brand deals that you will be able to receive from your performances there. This is the greatest stage to do it, and this is the biggest stage for anybody to see you and approach you and say, hey, I want you to be a part of whatever brand I have, right? So that's pretty much what they've had working for them for years. So they've never really seen a reason to quote unquote pay the athletes. But when you take a look at how much money the IOC is making from all of these events, especially athletics. Athletics is huge when it comes to the Olympic Games. It's kind of weird that it's only 2.4 million that was available, out of that IOC, little kitty thing that they gave them, right? That's divvied out to them, I suppose, once every year or something like that. It's kind of weird that it's only this amount, but I mean, at least it's a step in the right direction. When I think about IOC and the Olympic Games, it's like how you'd look at that, mega show that happens for the NFL, the halftime show. Think about it like that, where, all these mega stars go and they don't get paid. So they get everything. Everything is given to them to make sure that they can put on the greatest show on earth, but they don't get paid for it because coming out of that moment, you get mega deals from it. Your music sells like crazy. So it's the same thing when you think about it from an athletic perspective, where this is really the biggest stage. But for years now, people have been saying, hey, the Olympic Games needs to start paying. And especially when you take into consideration the type of things that you're not allowed to do. You're not allowed to take certain brand deals going into the Olympic Games as well, or wear it, on yourself. You can't do all those things. So it would be fair to at least pay the athletes because you're collecting all that money. You know what I mean? It'd be fair to at least pay the athletes. But, let me hear what some of y'all have to say about, whatever is going on here with this particular new thingy that World Athletics is doing. Hey, natural is better. Child, I'm tired of it. Hey Jeff, what's up? Beg your little warm Caribbean weather. It's 14 degrees Celsius. Wow. Today, oh my God. And winter will be in 2.5 months. What? We're not finishing winter? Which side of the world are you on? No, Jeff. Um, hey Jordan, what's up? Um, team, me come for cuss tonight because some people comment under your video, nothing but crap. I guess we'll get into which video that is, Jeff. Hey, Sports Circle, TV, what's up? Hey, Michael Gray, good night. Hey, Charlene. 50K is too small for Olympic gold medalists. I definitely agree, but it's a start. That's the only thing I can say as it relates to that right now. It's a start. It's a step in the right direction. But I do find it strange considering that IOC has pretty much a stranglehold as it relates to advertising around the Olympic Games, that they couldn't find more to give athletics, especially the fact that athletics is your biggest sport. I believe generating in terms of an audience. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time I checked, I believe that the athletics portion of the Olympic Games generates the the most streaming, right? So it's interesting that whatever advertisement deals that they get out of this, which they have a stronger hold on, as I said before, it's interesting that this is only what was available to the athletes or to athletics. You know what I mean? So it's kind of strange, but again, let's see what happens in 2000. 28. Also, love for them to also take into consideration top 8, because it's gonna start looking funny when you say only top 3, and then all right, or okay, fine. Maybe if we're saying only top 3, then make the kitty big, 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 big. You know what I mean? That's my thought process, because right now, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really digging the 50, but as I said, it's a start. Small compared to what? Zero, right? So it is a start. I will agree that it's a start, but we need more. Um, how much is to break the world record? 100K? They haven't indicated that, but usually there's a bigger payout. But considering it's only 2.4 million available right now, I'm assuming that if you break a world record, they'll probably give you the same 50. I don't think they have the budget for it based on what I'm seeing. It's just 2.4 million. You know what I mean? Just 2.4 million. That's not a lot of money. Um, World Athletics takes one step forward and two steps back. Please explain, Dr. JD Smith, and good night to you, sir. Hey, Claude. Um, they announce they announced 50K for the Olympics. No, you're here in Diamond League moving exclusively. What? To flow track in the US in 2025. Who benefits from that? Me sorry for the people that in the US, so they're not gonna get to watch a track and field. Because right now, when it comes to watching track and field from the USA perspective, it's like it doesn't exist. It's hard to watch from a USA perspective. So going to floor track, that's wild. That's crazy. Look here, Jamaica. If we now watch this, no bother with the foolishness, because I've noticed that TVJ has started up some shenanigans this season when it comes to track and field. Trying to bother with it, try it, don't bother with it, cause you're killing the sport. We don't want that. Um, I agree it should be more, but because it's introductory, let's see what happens futuristically. I agree, Claude. Hey Peter, what's up? It's not advertised as well as the NFL and NBA. But whose fault is that though, Sir Mike? Whose fault is that? Right now, all the deals are available for the IOC to sign off on. I'm sure there are lots and loads of companies that want to be a part of, the Olympic Games, right? So everything is coming on their table. You know what I mean? Why is it that they're not getting, those big deals like you see from the NFL, from an NFL perspective, or from a NBA perspective? I don't know, because right about now, when I look at when I look at the American athletes, they are killing it right now, in terms of deals that they're getting, leading into the Olympic Games. So IOC can do it too. IOC can definitely do it too. Honestly, it's better than nothing. Yes, I agree. And maybe this will push the younger ones to work harder, in my humble opinion. Well, I don't know if it's going to push you to work harder, because to be fair, that 50K is not where you're making your money. You know what I mean? That's not where these athletes are making their money. It's the brand deals that they get outside of that. So, in my opinion, motivation to go to the Olympic Games or get into the Olympic Games performing on the biggest stage should be the biggest motivation for them, because that leads to so many other things. You want to get to the Olympic Games, you want to perform well so that you can get all of these deals, because that 50K is not the money they're making. You know what I mean? These are just little extra little tidbits, right? We're looking at those major brand deals now that, maybe like you have the kit sponsor. Back in Usain Bolt's time, I believe Johan Blake at this particular point, those watch deals, you Shelley and Fraser Price as well, those major watch deals. I believe Wade Van Niekerk is one that also had it. Let's see, is no one that also has it as well. So you want those major deals, and that's where you're really cashing in. Um, that's killing the sport. We need the USA fan base. I don't know what America is up to. And as I said, I've noticed a certain trend in Jamaica, and I beg ya, I beg you, I think that's how they say it. Please stop. Please stop, because based on what I saw this past weekend with athletics, it not look good. It does not look good. And if this trend continues, I'm sorry, but the sport will be forgotten shortly. Um, Can't find it here. What do you mean, cosmic wisdom? And good night. Beyond wild. Did I say good night? What does this sound like you're saying dirty wine? What is this? Do it wine? I don't know. But anyway, good night. Beyond Wild, Flow Track is not a good streaming source, plus it's way too expensive. I don't know what's going on, as I say. I do not know. Because the last time I checked, how does everybody watch, sports in general? Um like, oh, in the United States, you have your cable package and you're able to watch, whatever, sports stations are available. So whichever ones are carrying the NBA, the ones that are carrying the NFL, blah blah blah. Is that how you typically watch? You know what I mean? So even though it's not free, it's still part of your cable package, in my opinion, right? So I don't know why they're trying to single out track and field and make it a separate thing. Okay, so I'm already paying for cable, but okay, go pay for this other streaming thing and go stream it over there. Then you're gonna see you have to pay for something else, and it's just all this consistent pay left, right, and center. And I'm not really understanding why. To be fair, I don't understand. And the payment also increases to watch Diamond League on Flow Track for the Americans, far higher than Peacock and others. What? So they even increase the amount when we're talking about Diamond League. All right, this is wild. This is wild. It costs $30 per. Look here, me not pay for it. I'm just saying. Yeah. Okay, from a Jamaican perspective, I'm calculating that $30 in Jamaican money. I wouldn't be paid for it, right? $30 a month, that's wild. While money wasn't being paid, it'll demoralize those who didn't get any. It's very meager, but it's a start. They need to review it though. Uh, I don't. I agree that it's not inclusive in the sense that, again, because I did make mention of top eight and hoping that top eight would be a part of it, mirroring the current standard that is set for world athletics events, where you see at the world championships you're able top eight is doled out a prize, right? So in that sense I understand, but think about it from a world athletics perspective. I believe top eight is what, like $4,000, $2,000. So it's still not much money anyway. You know what I mean? So is anybody going to be really that demoralized not getting an extra $2,000? I'm not sure, because there are a lot of other benefits that they get out of the Olympic Games. But what I would love to happen is that they raise it, just full stop. This 50 is not it, in my opinion. Um, Peacock subscription is $4 per month. I don't know what's happening with what, I don't know where track and field is going. Um, I pray for track and field because y'all know I love track and field. So I'm just praying for it, that things work properly, because I don't know what trend. I'm not sure what you're asking for, Nika. Good night. Jordan Williams, slow track it name. So what are you doing? Oh my gosh. Money should be spread across all those who make the finals. Yeah, but it has always rubbed me the wrong way when I see top eight getting like $2,000. It has always rubbed me the wrong way. Me I say, oh, I get $2,000. Me dep on big Olympic stage and I give me $2,000. Fix it up, fix it up. That's how I've always looked at it. So even though you're saying it's demoralizing for only three to get it, well, it's only going to be one for now, right? In 2028, we're going to get to. You do know that I'm live, right? In 2028 we're going to get to three, but for now it's only one, so it's only the gold medalist that will be getting. So I don't know, let's see how things go, but I just don't like the $2,000 thing. It's not my thing. The sport has been in decline. Hold on. The sport has been a big decline since or a big decline or been in decline since Bolt walked away. They need to involve him to promote the sport. Yes, I agree. I remember somebody was saying this. I don't remember where I saw it. I believe someplace on social media, and they were making a comparison when you have other sporting events going on. The farmer stars are there, whether it's tennis, let's look at basketball. When the finals is going on, all the big major farmer players are there present, and bringing that star power to the NBA. And every minute the camera pans over to see what XYZ is doing. Plus, you also have all of the artists that are there, the musicians that are there, and whoever that is, somebody that can get a ticket to be there is there. Right. And I believe that we don't see that in track and field. We don't see that in track and field at all. I don't see the major powers that play there. Yes, maybe from a coaching perspective, because some of these athletes are coaches now, or former athletes are coaches now, so you'll see them there. But I don't necessarily see this, star power situation happening, no, for sure. So I definitely think that they should add that, get these former stars to be a part of it. Plus, also, guess what? Spend some money. What I've learned is that you have to spend money to make money, right? Spend some money, invite whichever major star is, I make them come. They just come sit down and look. Just invite them. Just invite some major stars from all around the globe. Just make them come sit down. That will, increase the prestige of the games. Flow track too biased and boring at times. It's interesting that you brought that up, because I was watching a Sports Max interview, because they've partnered now with a local Trinidad and Tobago station, to for them to be able to see the Olympic Games live there for free. And they spoke to the fact that, in years gone by, they would have to be watching, NBC Peacock, and the content is not tailored to the Caribbean audience. So more often than not, you won't even hear them mention anything about the Caribbean ever, because they're going to be, focusing on these events that are tailored to their market. So I'm saying this to say, you may be looking at it and saying it's biased, but the reality is that Flow Track is tailored to the American audience. So whatever happens there will be, making sure that they see who they need to be seen. We want to see our Caribbean athletes, or Jamaicans, or who ha ha, but realistically, from an American perspective, they couldn't care less. They are looking at, their American athletes, and also, let's not forget, I believe one year I was watching NBC, and child, I couldn't get to watch a good straight shot of, track and field, because they kept switching between track and field and swimming. But swimming was like their main thing that they were showing. So all they were showing was the swimming, and then they'll be showing the gymnastics, and me a dead and me a peep, and me a say, okay, so when we are going to look at track, and then they'll be like, okay, track is coming delayed. So I'm like, then wait there. So me I go watch it delayed. I don't know, so you see him both done win already. Or you understand what I say? I'm like, hold that. Like, I don't know how Americans watch it when all the information is already online saying, the person already won. Like, from me, if I'm watching a live event, I need to watch it in that particular moment. Don't give it to me delayed, because at that particular point, it's not going to be that exciting to me. That's just how I look at it, right? So, you know, I get what you're saying about bias, but just remember that it's tailored to the American audience. That's what I would say. Just like how our coverage here from a TVJ perspective, or even Sports Max, even though I think Sports Max covers the whole Caribbean, and they're very inclusive, and they have made me learn a lot about what the Caribbean has to offer. Even more so than what Jamaica would do, because clearly they're tailored, tailoring the content for us, right? So yeah, that's what you're gonna get. That you guys have to expect that they're not gonna be showing Americans anything about nobody else. And it's just like with BBC. BBC only shows the British stuff, and as a matter of fact, the BBC is even more annoying, because they have this like a breakaway panel where they're sitting onto the side, and they're just talking, and whatever is happening on the track that could be showing potentially something to do with your athletes, you would never know, because they're busily over there chatting it up about what is to come about the GB athletes. So yeah, it is what it is. um those who are watching Tees Live, please remember to like and share. Yes, guys, please remember to hit the like, please, 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 please. And if you can, give me a super chat. Give me a super chat tonight, because me don't know what's going on with YouTube, but I cannot turn my. Let me try it again. I cannot turn on my monetization. So y'all better, yeah, y'all better See, it's not working. I don't know why. I don't know why the option for monetization is not working on YouTube. YouTube seems to be bugging out, right? So as it stands right now, this is just a $0 earned live stream, but it is what it is. Um, hey, Coaches X, what's up? I don't like the better than nothing mentality. It's like whatever unreasonable amount the athletes are getting should be acceptable, cause it's better than nothing. I definitely agree with this thought process, as well, which is why I'm saying even though I say better than nothing, it's still not acceptable to me, but it's a start. But I get what you're saying because I feel like, when it comes to track and field athletes, they're willing to just, it's like, when you're just trying to strew us away and say, here, he take something, he go on with that. And then we're so happy and we're like, yeah, 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 let's take this 50K and move. But in reality, this 50K is not what we need, right? We don't need no 50K for a winner. Are you crazy? This is wild. As a matter of fact, 50K should probably be eighth place. You know what I mean? Definitely not the winner. For sure. Um, hey Ryan, what's up? Um, Most people are not watching TV/cable anymore. So how do you guys watch sports in the United States? Whether I don't care what you're watching it on, whether you're I don't know because I don't watch TV/cable either. I do everything from my devices, using the internet. So help me to understand how you guys really watch. It doesn't have to be track and field, just any sport in general. How do you guys watch? Um, I used to watch Flow Track podcasts when Gordon and Kevin were there. Now they have two claffy talking nonsense all day, poor analytic skills. So both of them are gone now. Oh, that's interesting. I haven't seen Flow Track in a while. I knew when one of them left. I believe that Gordon left, or was it Kevin? Lord, one of them. I believe the fatter one. I think I knew when he left. Right. I didn't know that the other one left. I knew they had brought a girl to be with the other guy, but I guess child. That's interesting. They need to make track and field more accessible to watch, or it will go to the wayside. I agree. Um, no, it's aga hata become second. Woi. Again, guys, that 50K. Let me tell you something. The athletes that are placing one, two, third are making bank, right? That 50K for them is nothing. Ask Usain Bolt. Yeah, and okay, let me not use Usain Bolt because maybe he's an extreme, right? Just think about the other athletes. The bonuses that they get from their kit sponsor for winning medals, they're making bread. Just let's put it that way. That 50K for them is that's a dip in it as far as I'm concerned. Which is why I'm saying 50K is probably for eighth place. To be fair, to make first place feel like they're getting what they're supposed to be getting, I can't have 50K. T, you don't see the big deal Adidas offering J3 is. No, I missed that one there. I missed that one. Wait a minute. Let me go over on my lovely, lovely Twitter. I was on Twitter all day and I never see that, so I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see. Wait, let me not do Twitter. Let's do Adidas. Adidas. Deal with J3 is. I don't know. Guys, for the persons that know about the deal, sure, please sound off in the comments. Did no, that's 2014. I don't know. JFF. I'm not seeing anything here recent with Adidas and track and field. So sure, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I didn't know. Bolt himself building call center instead of building track and stash field. Lord, why? I said them not build call center Jamaican and no one pay nobody, and then they have such a high turnover. These call center people are very smart, you know. You know what they keep doing? They keep bringing people in, letting them stay for 3 months, and then rehiring. Right, so you'll never get to the point where they need to pay you how much they're supposed to be paying you. It's wild. I don't know what's going on with Jamaica. The corruption is so rampant, and it's in every sector, everywhere. It's sickening. Um, Track and field will always be an entry level sport. Get speed, then move over to cricket, football, and the likes. I mean, maybe NFL I would understand when you say, move on over, but for most of these sports, it's not just speed, it's skill, right? Football, if you're not skillful, speed, you could be fast, all you want to be fast, it's going nowhere. For cricket as well, um, if you can't bat slash bold, what are we talking about speed? Um, as a matter of fact, yeah, every sport requires different skill set, not just speed. So yeah, unless you have the skill set, then it won't make any sense. Um, Track is stuck in the 70s. Meh. In the US, it's only about American football and basketball, because they invented those sports, and baseball as well. Um, with the new Adidas deal, JA can use that to help the athletes build and improve things, especially the stadium a lot. Wait a minute. Why does everybody keep making reference to this Adidas deal? Am I lost? Sebastian Coe needs to sit down with Bolt and get him in a position where, in the IWF body to enhance the sport. The fans still love Bolt. It will put more fans in the seats. I agree with T. Why are we the layperson so smart while the other ones? I don't know. I don't know because, well, yeah. To be fair, I just don't know. Jordan Williams. It's really enough to build a stadium? Is it really enough to build a stadium? I agree. 50K should definitely be for eighth place. Two ladies on flow chat. No. Oh yeah, two of them no make one. Who and who? See, it's on nationwide. All right, let me go for nationwide. Something I go for nationwide. Ever since nationwide bamboozled me with that alien story the last year. But what I'm saying, alien turned down the 4x1 leg. I don't go back on their side. They they royally messed me up last year. I swear to you. And then to hear people saying after that, oh, nationwide, doesn't bring, credible news. I was like, what is going on here? Sports. Oh, I see it right there. So yeah, they right on the homepage. Oh, where did I go? Home. Let me see if I can read it. Adidas is into Jamaica's track and field. Well, guess what, Puma? You have to go step it up then. You have to go step it up. You think, let me tell you something. You think these people are not smart? You think they don't know what it means to represent Jamaica, or just be a part of the whole Jamaica branding? You think they're not smart? This will force Puma to step things up. I believe Jamaica is probably just going to turn it down. But let's see. Global sports manufacturer Adidas has proposed to pump 5.7 billion into Jamaica's track and field sponsorship over the next 8 years. Okay, in uh is in the process of documents what is in possession of a document from the German company outlining its plans for the only country's athletics for not only, sorry, the country's athletics at all levels, but also to assist with upgrading infrastructure. Okay. Under the proposal deed, Adidas intends to make available close to 3 million US each year in cash to Jamaica's Athletics Administrative Association. In addition, you get equipment, blah blah blah. Okay, all right. So where does the J3 is coming this now? Okay, all right. I'm seeing a lot about the proposal, but I'm not seeing where anybody has entertained it. Um, Plus, also, athletes would be awarded, which is what the USA does know. But this is not enough because the last time I checked, America awards their people much more money for gold, silver, and bronze. So I don't know who Adidas feel like them a come trick. I give we one, give we $15,000. Mind you, we're not getting anything anyway now. But I'm just saying, $15,000 for gold, $10,000 for silver, and $8,000 for bronze. Make this make sense? Why, in God's name, is American athletes or our American athletes collecting more money from their kit sponsor when they win a gold, silver, or bronze medal, but Jamaica ain't collecting diddly squat. Well, as it stands right now, we're not collecting diddly squat, but you're gonna propose something and you're gonna be giving us 15K. The last time I checked, I'm sure America was giving out like 40K or something for gold. Don't the Great Britain is giving out like 40K for gold? So why are we getting 15K? What, we not worth nothing? Okay. Okay, let's keep going. J J the J3s are currently in a multi-year deal with another sports goods manufacturer, Puma, a deal which is set to end in November of this year. Nationwide Sports understands this is what's probably going to happen. Puma is going to try to match it. It's probably going to try to match the deal. You know what I mean? And then there's an allegiance things with Jamaican as well. Jamaica is probably just, too loyal. So Jamaica is probably not going to do anything about it. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's similar to what Nike does, not in terms of dollar value because it will be more for the United States athletes, but it's similar to what Nike does for the American athletes in terms of what's available to them, what they will be able to do, what they get, blah blah blah. As it stands right now, Puma doesn't do anything. What the hell does Puma do? I don't even know what Puma does. Adidas is replacing Puma's Jamaica sponsors. And Puma is probably gonna try to match it. Puma is probably gonna if Puma knows what's good for them, they try to match it or I'm sorry for them. Um I'm seeing another statue of Shakiri in Paris. A statue? There's a statue of Shakiri in Paris? How are you to tell me? Okay, I see. Look here, Nike has never valued any Jamaican athletes, any at all. So, may not even know if you say. Um, that's wild to me that Shakiri has a statue. What? Not to mention, I saw Shakiri, let me just share this a second. I like to play dumb when it comes to the influence Jamaicans have had in the sport of track and field and pretend like it's not a thing. And I'm like, it is a thing. And you see Shakiri vividly in an outfit, literal the same outfit as Shelly and Fraser Price from head to toe. I suppose the only difference is that Shelly's own was non-branded, I guess based on the deal that she was working on at the time. But it's wild to me. Where am I? Share screen. Share window. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is Shakiri looking all pretty in the green and the with the nails. Maybe I should have gotten another picture with a better shot. It is what it is, but yeah. So that's Shakiri, as you can see right there. You know, looking pretty in green. And then where's Shelly? Wait, which direction am I? And this is Shelly. Years ago, this is Shelly. This is Shakiri. This is Shakiri of today. This is Shelly. Where is the credit? I know tell you something what I know about Americans. Americans love to talk about crediting people when people use people's looks. So don't make it because it's a Jamaican you don't want to credit her. Give her her credit. If you were inspired by her, give her her credit. You know what I mean? I want some credit for Shelly and Fraser Price. Please and thanks, Shakiri. Next. Oh Lord. Hey, Ali by Nature. Don't even remind me about that. Me never know say Shakiri have started over Paris. Me don't know what going on so. Adidas is taking over from Puma 8-year deal. Puma is probably gonna try to match it. Puma is gonna lose out. Puma is going to lose out massively if they lose Jamaica. Massively if they lose Jamaica. If Puma loses Jamaica in athletics, Puma is probably going to be gone from athletics because really and truly, the only notable country that they sponsor is Jamaica, right? So I don't know what's going on, and I noticed that Adidas has been slowly but surely chipping away at the other Caribbean nations. I've been looking at it, and if I don't know if you all noticed, but Adidas sponsors a lot of the other Caribbean nations right now. So if Puma knows what's good for them, they either match it or give them more. You know what I mean? But let's see what happens when they get to having to re-sign this contract in a few months. But that one little pretty kit we then give the other day is not it. That can't be it alone, right? Let's see. Did we discuss the copy slash paste market campaign from? Well, me just put it up on the screen. Oi, Puma. Better come with a better offer. The deal looks good, T. No, it looks good, but you see, because I already know what's out there in terms of and this was years ago, so I don't even know what they're getting in 2024. You know what I mean? This was years ago. So if we're talking about years ago and we're talking about $40,000 for gold, Jamaica, it's Jamaican athletes. We have some of the best athletes in the world, dropping those world class performances. I will not accept you giving us $15,000. While I understand maybe the dollar value for the contract will be different because clearly, our dollar is different, right? So that what was it? Whatever, 5.7 billion is gonna be a whole gazillion million in Jamaican. I don't know what I just said, but anyway, right? So, with that said, I get it from that perspective. But at face value, you cannot be giving Alison Felix $40,000 for gold and giving Shelly $15,000 for gold. That doesn't make no sense. And I will not accept that. It needs to be the same across the board. I don't care. I don't care where we live, where we come from. It needs to be the same thing because it's the same gold medal. It has the same value. Excuse me. Um, Whole heap of money I got teeth up. I agree with you. Whole heap of money. TSC exclusive says I see Puma release the new kits for the other countries, which to me solidify that Jamaican kits are made exclusively for Jamaica. Yeah, but as I said this to you guys, I got real inside info that it was only for Jamaica. I was literally hit up the same time right after my video was dropped, and I was told no, it's only for Jamaica. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I did, I think, the follow up video a few days later. But yeah, it was only for Jamaica. Um, cause them come from big foreign. I don't care about no smaller market, nothing. Gold is gold. You're not gonna give big Elaine $15,000 and I give Shakiri, no lies. I don't care who, whatever is their gold dollar value. That doesn't make no sense to me. No, we will keep Puma. When we have the fastest women alive over the 100 meters, and me nah look. What do you mean? We already have the fastest man, so and we weren't getting it, so I don't follow. We will keep Puma. I believe we will keep Puma, but Puma has to at least match what Adidas is doing, or it won't make any sense. Especially the fact that we've noticed that the infrastructure for Jamaica has been failing. I've been wondering for years what's going on, why Jamaica can't do nothing for the infrastructure. And based on what I read, even though I just skimmed it, they're intending to assist with the infrastructure as well. So Puma has to step up big time. They have to step up big time. Money talks. Let's see who will win the bids. I agree. Let's see who will win the bids. Um, Puma the best. Thanks though, Adidas. You are. And America has way more athletes, so that's not a fair deal. Me no want hear said no $15,000 for nothing for no athlete. I don't care what was is happening from what you want to be giving the governing body themselves, but when it comes to the athletes and awarding the athletes, I don't play those games. Give them what they're due. How can you be looking at a Jamaican athlete and giving them less than half of what you're giving an American athlete or even a British athlete? I believe it's the same amount of money because all right, I don't remember which year it was that I checked it out, but at the time it was 40K for the American athletes and 33K for the British athletes. But the problem is that 33K and I believe 40K probably works out to be the same thing because one is pound and the other one is US. So when you do the conversion, I believe it works out to be the same thing. So again, how can you look at a set of world class athletes? I don't care if you come from down in our hole and say you're giving them less than half. Oh no, that's big, big disrespectful. I don't care who, what, where, or when. It's big, big disrespect. But you see, it's when you start to harbor the thoughts of giving people something, make it fair, or you nobody giving on. That's just how I look at it. Nobody giving on, or just make it fair. Because to me, that's big, big disrespectful. Um, where am I? Du-du-du-du-du. We should Okay, we should go where the money resides, to be honest. I agree. Hope Puma tried to match it because it seems to be a good deal. I hope they try to match it because really Puma has ingratiated themselves in Jamaica track and field. And it's gonna be hard, I suppose for Jamaica to get out of Puma because Puma's been here for a long time. But you know what? It is what it is. If we need to make a move, we just have to go make a move later for you, Puma, right? Um Nikki is irrelevant trash. Puma to the world. Oh, Nike. I prefer Adidas over Puma. A lot of people prefer Adidas over Puma, Sharon. I've been noticing recently a lot of people have been bigging up Adidas, especially the young and up and coming athletes. They've been really, pushing for Adidas. So that's interesting. Um something else is going on, I think, but if Jamaica give up Puma, dog nyam with supper. Let's just hope Puma tries to match it. Um, kiss me teeth. Me did wait for discuss. For your discuss. Shakira started in Paris along with LeBron James and Mbappe and others. So is this the like big, lead up to the Olympic Games where, clearly because basketball is gonna be a part of it, they're looking forward to seeing, um LeBron James. I don't know if France will be, feeling Mbappe, but I suppose maybe, right? So for football, so I don't know. Shakiri, what has Shakiri done from an Olympic perspective? I'm asking for a friend. Well, then again, no, I'm still asking for a friend. To you, which parts you're there and how you know about these? And how you don't know about these? I don't go on Nationwide. Me not tell you no lie. I don't go on Nationwide. Nationwide has messed up my thought process from last year, and I decided not to go back on their page. The literal only difference was no, the nails is what she's promoting. So the nails is what she's promoting, but she's literally copied Shelly, down pat from head to toe. And I'm saying, let me give you an example. What's her name? Shakiri. Shakiri is a Cardi B fan, right? And if Nicki Minaj comes out dressed in something that looks even remotely close to something that Cardi B wore herself, oh my gosh, Twitter would be going crazy. Oh my gosh, it would be going wild. So the Americans are gonna play these stupid games with me like they don't know what they've been doing. They all day in day out on Twitter. If somebody wears something remotely close to what somebody else wore, they pick it apart and tell them to give them their credit. So yeah, I'm gonna need for Shakiri to give Shelly her credit. At least I hope she did. Um, I see too. She follows Shelly's style. And the spot. Oh, child. Shakira is like Nicki Minaj biting another woman who's look here. Shakira is like Cardi B. I will not have you do this to Nicki. Never. Shelly being a Nike athlete who's been a top athlete for years and who has one final award deserves a statue. I don't think it has. Oh, you said it was a Nike thing? Uh, Shelly. Is that their only biggest athlete? Well, from a Jamaican perspective, globally, yes, I'm thinking Shirley, but I'm just thinking if there's anybody else, right? To be fair, no, I'm not thinking. No, all the other people are very young. I'm thinking. I mean, Krauser them are world record holders, so they have a kind of something going for them as well. So if we had to use an American, it's not Shakiri, right? But anyway, it is what it is. She look awful but pretty. All right, guys, we're not doing that. Oh, yeah, I see it. I saw it, Jeff, that they're over there saying it's nobody does own kid color and hair color, but make it be anything else and you see how they dive down on it, which is why I'm saying, okay, you all want to play these games. I'm not gonna play these games with them. I don't go into no war with no Americans, I'm not going into no wars cause in my opinion, I don't feel how I feel and I stand on it 10 toes deep. And yeah, I'm not gonna be, back and forth with them because some of them act, dumb, and I can't be bothered with it. Um, America doesn't play Olympic athletes, only give them clothes. No, America pays through the Nike deal. They get an extra stipend for gold for when they win gold, silver, and bronze. That is a fact, and that has been for years. Um, Adidas sponsor the Reggae Boys, so they want to take over athletics too, possibly. And plane ticket and place to stay. No, that's the bare minimum. But they pay them. They definitely pay them for gold, silver, and bronze, and that's been for years. No, it's millions of USD, which would make it probably billions of Jamaicans or hundreds of millions of Jamaicans, whatever it would be. But yeah, no, billions. It would definitely be billions. I don't know. Whatever. Wait, let me go back and look at it. It was a 5.7 billion. It was 5.7. Yes, no, it's 5.7 billion. Oh, it's 5.7 billion Jamaican. I didn't read that part properly. But no, I'm kind of laughing because I'm just thinking to myself, 5.7 billion. Weren't people out here in Jamaica creating hullabaloo recently saying that Elaine was making 1 billion, almost 1 billion to be able to pay her coach? What was it? 15%, which they thought was over 100 million, right? Elaine would be making, some crazy money. So if an athlete is making that, I wish for Adidas to go with 5.7 billion Jamaican. You know what I'm telling Jamaica for preke? Moving on. Ah, moving on. Oh my gosh, this deal is not looking so great again. That's why people switch to countries like Bahrain because they pay their athletes 500,000 USD for Olympic gold. Child, where can I pack my bags? All athletes have to put in the same kind of work, so why can't they pay them the same? Yeah, to me that doesn't make no sense. You can't come to me talking about no $15,000. Oh nope. No, 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 no. Not sure about too loyal. We went through Adidas in the 90s and prior to that Reebok. And after that, well, I guess, I guess. Wait, so Puma do kit last week, then this week Adidas want to sponsor us. Listen, this is what I don't know why people are looking down on Jamaican about. Anyway, I like it. I like this because it will keep Puma on their toes. Or let's just put it this way: any other company that wants to be a part of Brand Jamaica, it will keep them on their toes. So it's good that this is happening. Um, isn't that what they paid Ruth Chebet before she tested positive? I missed that comment. I didn't see it. Um, them narrate with tea. Yeah, see, have 5.7 billion. So what are the 5.7 billion I go build infrastructure? Maybe I really a study. 5.7 billion Jamaica? Which kind of infrastructure I talk a bill? And do all them hundred other something there what them a talk about on this paper here. Check is on moving on. I thought it was 5.7 billion US. Look here. When I think about Jamaica and how the fact that money has zero value in today's day, I don't know how this 5.7 billion is going to do all the 100,000 things that they put on that paper, but okay. Let's see. Um, it's not making sense to me. Cardi B did not steal anybody's style. Okay, we're not gonna have a Cardi B Nicki Minaj debate here, Veronica. I see that you're team Cardi B. Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. We will be fasting and praying. We sweep the 100 meters. Where saw them ignore Shelly and Fraser Price and Elaine Thompson, waiting for Oblique. They are playing in our faces. I think so. Nicki Min. Okay, guys. Why did I bring up Nicki? No. All right, Veronica, calm down. Um, let's see. Where are you going? Where are you going? What's that up? Oh, what people are dying around here recently though. This is like what the third, fourth, fifth setup in like a few weeks. 10 in a few weeks. Jeez, people are falling like flies. Damn. Shelly's on her way out. People be dying, guys, like crazy. Um, I say roll with Adidas. But I know about the 5.7. Guys, listen. Make that 5.7 million. Um, what was I saying? 5.7 billion Jamaican makes sense to me. What is that supposed to do infrastructure wise? No, like on a real, what is that supposed to do infrastructure wise for Jamaica? Me not look on nothing else what they claim say them are gonna do with the money. But just infrastructure wise, what am I gonna do with that? That don't make no sense. I must crave on T say 5 billion USD. No, sir. Wait a minute. What really is 5.7 billion Jamaican going to do for infrastructure? Why can't it do for Jamaica Stadium we need to fix for however long? And do everything else within claim? No, sir. All right, guys. We know about Nikki now. Let's move on. Let us move on. I don't know. I just think all of the things that I saw, outlined here, the sounds all great. I haven't really read it. I just skimmed it, as I said. But so off the bat, two things that are puzzling me. One, why is it that they want to be giving Jamaicans 15,000? Hold on there. Proposed for Olympics. So why may I say 25,000 here so? Wait, I just read something that said 15,000. Now it's saying 25,000. But anyway, it's still less than the 40K. That's all I care about. Right? So those are the two things that puzzle me. And second, it said something about infrastructure, right? And my immediate assumption would be going straight to the national stadium um to, overhaul that, extend it and do everything that it needs to be done to get it to, a standard. Right now it's what? Well, not A, sorry. Gold standard. It's not even a gold standard as it stands right now. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if they think it can do it, sure. But I don't know. It's not giving what I thought it would give. Maybe I'm too greedy. Must be a typo, maybe a US. No, because I'm really wondering, like, how much does it cost to build a stadium, like a real world class facility? How much is it really costing? Because 5.7 billion Jamaican doesn't sound like he can do all that plus everything else that they're talking about. Unless they just plan to go sweep the yard and leave it and call it a day. Just to pay to upkeep just the football pitch part. You understand? It's a lot of money. So I don't really understand, this. Well, all right. It is what it is. Let's move on, guys. So that was it for the part about the prize money. I'm glad that they finally decided to, take this step, and it's a step in the right direction. I do not, like the amount, but it is what it is. We move. We're the only, and by we I mean World Athletics is the only body right now that is currently offering, to pay out to athletes. So it's a good start. It's a good start in that capacity. But otherwise, I would want more. Yeah. Let's move on to something else. The Jamaican Invitational is back. I'm excited for that. I was pleasantly surprised noticing that the Jamaica Invitational is back. So I'm like, yeah. Finally, it wasn't a good look to have that meat wither away, I suppose. But so now it's back. So I'm gonna play the little video. I'm gonna mute it as well because I don't want nothing loud playing in my face. The last time I had something loud playing and child, it was so loud and a break. Mute. Okay, good. Let's go again. So Jamaican Invitational comes up on I believe it's the 11th of May. I'm gonna reconfirm the dates. But anyway, let's go over the events that they say they have. Um, the events are the women's 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters, and also 100-meter hurdles, 400-meter hurdles, and triple jump, right? That's what we have from a female perspective. From a male perspective, we have the 100 meters, the 200 meters, and the 400 meters, plus the 110-meter hurdles, the 400-meter hurdles, and the discus, right? The high jump and the triple jump as well. So we're looking forward to see quite a few work. Like I'm hoping that our athletes turn out, because again, this is our product, and I've said this before. Once it's our product, I believe our athletes should definitely come out and show up, because that's how it's going to become one a staple on the calendar. And other athletes, world class athletes, are going to want to show up. If our own athletes don't want to show up, then who from an outside perspective is going to want to come, right? So I'm hoping to see quite a few of our athletes turn out at this Jamaican Invitational. It comes up, as I said, wait, let me tell you the date. I believe it was May the 11th, but let me just re-verify that. Let me just re-verify that. I had it up and I closed the page. Wait. No, that's the official launch. Yes, it's May 11th. I was right. So it's the 11th of May. That's when it comes up. So, what do you guys think about the Jamaican Invitational being back? I'm excited. I'm excited for that. Oh, T, it's 15,000 for World Championships and 25,000 for the Olympics. Oh, that's what I was seeing. So, as I said, guys, I was skimming it, so I didn't really read it 100%. But, okay, it's not that bad, but I still want it to be the same thing. I don't want nobody to be short-handing us any money. You know what I mean? If you're gonna be giving it to us, give it to us. I don't want to feel sour in in my belly bottom. No, I don't like that feeling. Um, hey, April. To think wait, we're back to Nikki. What kind of cheap advertisement is that? You guys could let it slide. You guys should let it slide. My gosh. See, I think they treat Shelly unfair as an ATEX Olympic medalist. Um, she should be named. Listen, I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse being born a Jamaican. Yeah, but it seems to be a curse in certain instances. Blessing in others, I would say. Um, so tell the bad mouth people them selfish what? Shut up if them not have nothing good to say. Um oh I soon get to that. um that could have been done by a second former. Come on. Oh, the advertisement. Oh, I didn't take any work. I edit. I'm an editor, so trust me, that didn't really take much to do, but it is what it is. Hey Dondino. Big up Elaine. Glad she signed with Puma in 2022. Didn't Jamaica Invitational keep last year? No, it was Racers. Racers kept last year. The Invitational hasn't been on. I want to say since COVID. When was the last one? I don't remember. It hasn't been on for a while though. Um, Glad to see the direction track and field is going in terms of prize money. It's a start and hopefully for what is to come. Now it's time to work on viewership. I mean, Puma isn't doing anything for Ilian either, but yes, let's keep dragging Nike. Ah boy, no sir. Why are they belittling our Jamaicans like this? That's what I want to know. It's a Jamaican thing. It's a Jamaican thing. Our Jamaican athletes are being looked down on royally. You know, that's what I would say. That is definitely what I would say about that. All right, guys. So I've talked about the Jamaica Invitational. You guys don't really seem that interested, so let's keep it pushing. What else did I say I wanted to talk about? Where's my thingy that I jotted down stuff on? All right, guys. So I know the Miramar Invitational happened. But you know what? For me, it never happened. It didn't happen. It may be a figment of somebody's imagination. So somebody probably, warped reality a little bit and put that out there. So I'm gonna forget all of the performances over the weekend, and I will not be talking about them ever again. But what I will highlight from the meeting that didn't happen is what happened with Cecily Forbes. A few things come to my mind when I think about that moment. A few things. And I've always wondered to myself if I was in the same position, what would I do? You know what I mean? That's how I really look at things because sometimes we can sit, behind our chairs and say, "Oh, if I was there, I would have done this, and if I was there, I would have done that." You know what I mean? I think we tend to do that a lot. So when stuff like this happens, I kind of, put myself in the position and I ask, what would I have done? I'd love to believe that I would have done something, but you never know until you're there, right? So, especially for pulls up hurt in the event in the 100 meters, and I saw her there really shaking in pain and really, crying, and it really hurt me to my core. And I remember one of the things I was thinking, outside of the fact of where in God's name are the medics, but I was also thinking, where are the other Jamaicans? What was going on there? I'm sure in the race, happening live. I mean, I don't know what happens when you're running again, as I said, if you feel what's happening around you. My assumption is you feel what's happening around you. So the kind of vibe is I'm getting like, didn't any of the other athletes around notice what was happening, especially from a Jamaican perspective, to come back after the race was finished to try to help her? Did they assume that the medics would help her? So it was like a non thought. That's where I'm probably going with it. That the athletes probably thought, you know, the medics would take care of it. So nobody really thought of going back because they were, expecting medics to be there, like myself, right? So that was my thought. But I would have loved to see, The Jamaicans assist. And then my other thought was, clearly we saw Shakiri and Tanisha Tweri, assisting. So I thought to myself, that's interesting. Um, where were the Jamaicans that were there? Based on what I was hearing from the crowds, I knew a lot of Jamaicans were there because once a Jamaican was, announced, there was a lot of cheering. So I was thinking to myself, where were the Jamaicans? Is it the case that they didn't have access to the track? Is it that only Shakiri and Titi Terry or a few select athletes, you would say, had, access to the track that were able to go down there and assist? That was my thought process when I saw everything that was happening. So a few things that I'm left thinking that I really have no answers to, but I just really wanted to put it out there. But overall, kudos to Shakiri and Tonisha Terry, really, doing what they didn't have to do, going down there and helping Sasha Lee wherever she needed to go to so that she could get treatment because there's clearly no medic. God knows how long it took for them to get down there, to assist her. It's just wild thinking about it. And I'm like to myself, this was supposed to be a World Athletics silver meeting, I believe. And to be a silver meeting, you have to pass certain criteria, I would say. And I believe like medic is like the number one criteria for any meeting anyway. So it was interesting that there was no medic. Plus, again, as I said, I had so many other thoughts as it relates to. So what about the Jamaicans? What about the athletes that were there running? Didn't they see her, get into difficulties? Um, what about the people that were in the stands? Did they not have access to the track? What was going on there? Like, I'm thinking so many things, you know what I mean? But overall, I just want to thank Shakiri and TT Terry for really turning up. And I get a bit emotional when I think about it because I was hurting watching Shashali and I was like, what's going on here? But anyway, it is what it is. I want to see better for our athletes. And I just want to see Jamaicans reach out to other Jamaicans. I've heard Jamaican athletes say from time to time that they don't really get along with everybody. Like they'll be down there on the track, and other athletes would be mouthing you and stuff like that. And to me, that's very weird, right? Because in instances like this, when you get into difficulties, I would love for my fellow Jamaican to be able to reach a hand out and lift me up, when I'm down, because sometimes you never know when you're going to be down. I've seen it even from a junior perspective. I've seen athletes down on the track, and I've seen other juniors ignore them, and I've always thought to myself, that's a bit weird. Why didn't you go back and assist your fellow athletes? Even at the recently concluded Carifta, it's just that I don't really point out certain things I see sometimes, but sometimes I see certain little things that I'm like, why didn't you go back? Like, I'm not really understanding, but I mean, okay, I guess. Let's see what happens. But for sure, I was kind of giving the Jamaicans the side eye. So I would really love to know what was going on from that perspective. If it's a case where they didn't have access to the track, as I said, and from the athlete's perspective, I'm really giving them major side eye. I'm just saying. I'm giving them major side eye, and I don't care who's mad at me giving them side eye. I'm just giving y'all side eye. You never know what's gonna happen in life, and you have to reach out and be able to assist, your fellow athlete. That's just how I look at it. So yeah, it rubbed me the wrong way, and that's the only thing I remember from Miramar. Everything else didn't happen, so I'm moving on with my life. um, Mboma. No, I didn't forget her. I didn't plan on talking about it, but I guess okay, I can talk about it in a bit. Um, Can we not start misgendering people and keep the discussion respectful? What are we talking about misgendering people? What? When did this conversation become that? Okay, guys. Sherika is in a new commercial. Thank God. Thank the Lord. Because I was about to have a heart failure and not seeing any. The meet was a flop. The meet didn't happen for me. Also, what happened with Sasha Lee Forbes, I refuse to acknowledge anything that happened there. And I don't want any American to bring up any performance in the coming weeks to tell me who ran what where. It never happened. I was saying the same thing, T, like you never check in on your own, but not everyone is caring. Certain things, as I said, I see sometimes I don't really make mention of it, but I always wonder to myself, why is it that I see athletes go down sometimes and I don't really see the athletes around them really go forward to help. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's the strangers that help you, and it's strange in life. Sometimes it's really the strangers that help you. It's not the people that you believe should be helping you. Are the stranger them come to your assistance, and it's wild to me. Um, Shashali is a hard worker. I'll give her that. But in my opinion, I didn't think she should have went to that meet. But I don't know. Miramar has always gonna be a good early opener for many athletes. Child, I don't know what happened this year. That's all I can say. I don't know if the new track make the track slower. Plus, then there's the wind. I don't know what was happening, but it was just not happening. Then there was the coverage of the meet, which was sloppy. It took 10 years for the live to actually come on, maybe like a few hours later. The live was supposed to start at 11:45, and I don't remember what time it started, but it started well, well late. Right over an hour later than it was slated to start. At one point, I didn't think we were going to actually see anything anymore. You know what I mean? So that was crazy. Um, yeah, I don't know. It was just, it felt like it was just flung together haba shaba, which is crazy. Um, Very nice of TT and Shakiri. I agree. It was a bad look. Shakiri might have had more access than others. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that maybe when it came to going onto the track, you wouldn't have access to going onto the track. So I get that from that perspective. But I was also wondering, so what happened to the athletes that were presently on the track? You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying I'm giving the athletes and the persons in the stand, sorry, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm also wondering what was happening with, your fellow athletes. Come on, your fellow training partners, your fellow Jamaicans. I don't really care. Like, why were we not seeing the help she needed? It was my heartstrings were tugging at me, and I'm like, this doesn't look good. It was an utter disgrace. For that, TT and Shakiri get us a gold star for me, for sure. The meet had medics. I don't know why she never got the attention. Here, Sharon saying the meet had medics, which they should have medics. So I'm not really sure myself. But yeah, it's kind of strange. I don't know if they just overlooked her and didn't care, which again says other things that I don't really want to get into because that's definitely not a good look as well. And you know what? I remember you know what? Let me leave that alone. Let me leave that alone. Shackleberry. Why do you people still call her Shackleberry? Step out, fee, but we still want beat her in Paris. Oh no, that goes without saying. Yeah, definitely thanks to Shakiri and TT for sure. If I could dive into my screen, I would have dived into my screen to help Shashali, but it is what it is. It was just rough seeing her out there. Jamaican standoffish. I agree. I agree. I don't like it, and as I said, I've seen it multiple times. But in this situation, it was even worse because one, medics were nowhere to be found. So now you're like looking around to say, okay, maybe your fellow athlete will come back and help you. No such thing. So I'm like, okay, I don't know. And every athlete heart clean. I just don't know. Again, sometimes, as I said, I love putting myself in people's shoes sometimes to see what I would do, but I just don't believe I would ignore my fellow Jamaican. I just don't think so. So it didn't look good. Um, Facts T, it's annoying that I still haven't seen Tiki Shane on the track. I think it's annoying everybody. Mboma. It's individual competition and sometimes they don't like each other. Um, Sharika Jaco Jackson. Wait, what about Sharika? Um, Clipped Frano be playing with us. Clipped Frano, I don't understand. It was cold and windy apparently. Oh, if it was cold, then it kind of would make sense as well. The times, but I guess it would make more sense when you say cold for sure. Is there any news on how injured Cecily is? I remember her putting on her status that she was getting treatment. I'm just hoping that it's not bad to keep her out for too long because it's a very big year. Um I thought Messiah was life had the live feed. Yes, she did, but it was supposed to start at like 11:45, and it started again over an hour later. Um, remember someone was helping her off the track initially. I think that was one of the. So when you have meets, you have on-field officials. I believe that was like one of the on-field officials. I'm not sure, but I believe that was one of the on-field officials. The people that wave the flags or whatever it was, right? So yeah, that's my thought process when I saw that person helping her off. But my assumption is that maybe that person thought the medics would just come over there and scoop her up. So it just seemed like a big oversight and a big blunder. And I was just looking at her in vivid pain. You could see her hand. So she had her hand on the fence and her hand was doing this. And I'm like, where are these people? Somebody, you know what I mean? So, this might get me blocked, but the Jamaican men seem to get along better than the women. That's not going to get you blocked. That's a fact. T, stop assuming and get facts. You and your channel are huge. Reach out to them and get the information before we start to say things, please. Um, you know what, Basil? Okay, let's move on. He was replying to my comment about us not seeing Kishane on track. Oh no. Oh, okay. It wasn't okay. I'm hearing that it wasn't cold. So guys, that cold thing is thrown out. Um, Listen, guys, I understand continuing to run because you want to finish executing your race, right? But I'm interested in what happens after you finish executing your race, right? Because I know you saw what happened. So I'm kind of like, did you go back? Did you check on her? Did you think that, the medics would get to her? So it was like a non-thought in your mind? Because I really want to give our athletes the benefit of the doubt to say that we're used to seeing the medics show up, right? So with that said, if an athlete, tumbles over, then my first assumption is the medics are even going to get to her before I even finish my race. You know what I mean? They should already be running towards her someplace behind someplace. You know what I mean? From behind someplace, right? So maybe that's what happened with our Jamaican athletes. But then I started to think for how long she was there. I'm like, so nobody couldn't do anything. I mean, okay, whatever. It just didn't look good to me. He was a line official. Um, why would they block you speaking the truth? The men do get along. I think everybody knows the men get along better than the women. T's face when she read that comment. You know, I don't mind people making suggestions about reaching out to athletes to request certain information, but people need to understand that one, reaching out to athletes is one thing and getting certain information is another. And also, what I do is commentary where I give my opinions on certain things that happens. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily like reaching out to people because I don't want you to skew my thoughts. Because again, people would want you to bring their own narratives to a situation. I want to be able to read a situation and gather whatever I gather out of it. So I have refrained from, reaching out to athletes as much as I believe I could have or should be. So from that perspective, I understand what Basil is saying. How Basil said it now is another thing. Which is why I laughed. So I'm like, I get what Basil is saying, so I won't knock him, right? But yeah, I think I should be reaching out more. But it's just that track is what I do. You need to understand that I want to remain as authentic as I can. And to remain as authentic as you can, you have to be detached from the athletes. You don't want to be attached to the athletes too much because then you'll start to realize that you're not able to share your thoughts how you want to share your thoughts, or just overall your whole thought process gets warped by whatever they tell you, because then you're going to start to try to think about what they're saying and then factor that into what you're thinking, and then things don't really add up, or they don't really align, and you don't really know what you're thinking anymore. You know what I mean? So I've always tried to detach myself from athletes in that perspective. So I hope people understand me when I say that I want my commentary to remain as authentic as I want it to remain, and I don't want it to be influenced by any outside factors. It's to the point where back in the day before I started this channel, I used to watch everybody's channel and soak up everybody's what everybody had to say and appreciate their content. Now I'll get to it maybe weeks later, because the thing is, once there's something going on, I'm not gonna go and watch your channel, because I don't want what you had to say to influence me in any kind of way, because my thoughts are my thoughts and your thoughts are your thoughts, and I want to make sure that when you listen to me, you're getting the genuine me. You know what I mean? So that's how I've always looked at doing commentary. And again, this is a commentary channel. So yes, I will talk about things from a factual standpoint, as it relates to what is happening. But this is not a news reporting channel. I just want you all to know this isn't a news reporting channel. If it was a news reporting channel, then I'll understand me consistently having to reach out to athletes so that I could report the news. But this is a commentary channel. So I just want you all to understand why I, keep myself separate and apart from everything that's happening. Yeah. So anyway, let's keep going. I think I rambled on too much. Um, we are trying to watch this stuff on an amateur athlete's feed. Of course, we're making assumption. Nobody couldn't see ish. Um, I'm not sure I follow, because I was able to see what was going on very clearly, very vividly. The commentary was how commentary typically is. The performances just didn't give what they were supposed to give, which is why I put this in the back of my head. I don't know if we're talking about the thing with Sasha Lee. That was very vivid. And she was there for a while, so I don't know why we're acting like it never happened, and that sounds weird to me, prodigal son. So anyway, Kishan and Sharika are not going to run until Frana thinks they're ready. Plus, you won't know their true sorry, that you won't know their true form until Paris. Um, no, I don't agree. Franos athletes typically mirror what they do at trials. Typically, so trials, I believe, is a true indication of what will be happening, or what their true skills are. Trials for sure. Yeah. T, reach out to the athletes. They all respect you. Trust me. I'm not saying that they don't, Basil. And I reach out to athletes. I reach out to athletes for what I want to reach out to them for. So, for certain things, yeah, I agree. But you see, when it comes to commentary, I don't. And I'm just keeping it a buck. I don't, because I don't want you to start to tell me things that doesn't really align with the things that I'm seeing. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Um, Then why register them in the meet if they're not ready to run? Maybe they were registered weeks ago, and then for whatever reason they were pulled out. Not sure, but yeah. If Rana is holding Sherik and Kishane, why then would you boot them? Again, guys, for me personally, I don't think it's a matter of them not being ready. I have a different view from that. I just think everybody's following what's going on around. Um, None of the big athletes have really opened up. From a female perspective, one, even from a male perspective, they haven't really opened up. We've seen a few relays. We saw Christian Coleman, we saw Fred Curley, but they really haven't been doing anything much. So I I think differently. I just don't think that the two biggest guns at MVP are just, coincidentally not ready. I'd get it if it was one, but the two biggest guns right now that everybody's looking for is just they're just coincidentally not ready. I don't know. I don't think I can, rock with that, but let's see. Suar find them. What are we talking about? I'm lost. Exactly, because you'll become biased as well. Yeah, and I hope people understand that, which is why a lot of time I come on here and I laugh at Oral Tracy, because he doesn't realize how much he's been influenced by everybody he covers on his topics. He doesn't realize how much, by talking to these people over and over again and feeling like he's part of the loop at this particular point, has really shifted his narrative and his thought process. He's no longer as, I would say, as genuine as he used to be. For sure, he's that's just how I look at it. But anyway, we understand, T. Keep doing what you're doing. It's gotten you this far, and it will get you further. Make them go. No, I don't mind, as I said, reaching out to athletes, but it's about what to me. You know what I mean? So yeah. And as I said, I have reached out to athletes before, or representatives before, and I've asked a few things here and there, and I've gotten responses. I've never not gotten a response. I've always gotten a good feedback. So just going from that, I know it's a possibility for me to reach out to these athletes. But again, as I said, I kind of just not want to, if that makes any sense. Um, Wow, T, that explanation are gonna make me cry. You 2021 versus to them, Mama. You grow. Wow. You guys remember me from then? I was a wild one. What did you think? Hung the athletes. What was to do? Stop running a race despite. Yeah, no, the athletes are definitely gonna finish. Definitely finish running for sure. But I'm just wondering what happened after. You know what I mean? Um, Kisha might not be ready, and I for sure trust Frano to do his thing. It's just weird that both the big athletes to me would just not be ready. That's just how I'm looking at it. I just find that part suspicious. You know what I mean? She should have gone back after the race. That was my thought, but it is what it is. Um, it's funny how people keep defending Frano with his foolishness. What foolishness are we talking about right now? I believe each athlete wants to own the world lead, so they do not want to be the first to run. Um, I don't know because if what you have, let's just say Sherika right now is in the shape to run a 10-7, and nobody else in the world is in the shape to run 10-7. Sherika is gonna hold the world lead for however long until somebody else gets there. You know what I mean? So I don't really know. I don't understand, and I don't believe that. But okay. Um, Yeah, and if MVP does prepare their athletes for championships. I agree not to entertain us, but sports is entertainment. So we are looking for some entertainment value. That's for sure. T, did you run track in your school days? No, I did not. T, can't wait for you to hit a 100K big celebration party on a soda shot and Rary. I can't wait either. But anyway, let's see how that goes. What else do I want to talk about? So I talked about the non-existent Miramar, talked about the prize money, we talked about the invitational. Let's talk about Mboma, I guess, since y'all want me to talk about Mboma. So it was recently announced, which is strange, but anyway, because I thought it was announced from in August last year that she was back in track and field, but I guess April the 4th, or was it the 5th? I believe she was officially back to competing competitively. And I know people are creating this big hullabaloo about Christine Mboma being back, but my thing from last August when this was announced, right, is that remember they had her taking the testosterone suppressants, right? So, and I'm going from a history perspective. I have looked at all of these other female athletes, these DSD athletes that they've had take the testosterone suppressants over the years, and none of them have been the same. Performance wise, I believe the only one that came back to any kind of competitive running was, I keep forgetting her name. I think she moved up to like the 3,000/5,000. I want to say she moved up to the 5,000. She was the Kenyan. Her name is slipping me, right? But she had moved up in distance, and I think she was the only one that was seeing any kind of, semblance of anything happening. But even so, I haven't really seen anything from her. Um, and by see anything, I mean medal wise contention, because over the 800 meters, she was, you know, doing her thing over the 800 meters and collecting medals. So the question, and she was right behind Casta Semenya in terms of medaling, you know. So when I look at that, and I don't really want to get into Casta Semenya, because I think that's up, multiple things that affected her in terms of not getting back to her best. But I'm just talking about it from a straight, just testosterone suppressant situation. Just looking at it, I haven't really seen anybody, as I said, get back to their best. So until then, I legitimately don't have any thoughts. I thought that this is the same thought I gave you guys last year's August, I believe, when it was announced. And this is what they said at the time. At the time, they said the suppressants did nothing. She's still the same. She's still running the same. And I remember Eva coming on live, and I was saying to you guys that I don't know if this was something smart to say, because this is just gonna put more thoughts in the World Athletics mind to say, okay, if nothing happened. And it's kind of interesting that all of a sudden, and hear me out, guys, because just think about it. Last year, you see, this is why you shut your yap. And no, you see, if I didn't think about it right now it makes a lot of sense. Last year, August, Christine Mboma was back supposedly to competitive sprinting. Her coach did an interview, and in the article they said Christine Mboma is fine. The suppressant did nothing. They're still the same as always. Whatever, whatever, whatever. But I just noticed up until that particular point, until this week when we heard about her, I haven't heard anything, right? And it's interesting that we're hearing that her ban was lifted on the 4th of April. But I'm sure the ban was lifted back in August last year. You know what that means? When they opened up their big mouth talking about the fact that, oh, it did nothing. You know what happened? World Athletics running in and say, all right, hold the suppressant for a little bit longer. Since you not do nothing to no, start taking for a little bit longer, and let's make sure that that testosterone is as suppressed as it needs to be. Right? Because at that particular point in time, I remember vividly saying, is this wise? Is this smart to come out and say the suppressants did nothing to you? Because as far as I'm concerned, World Athletics is just gonna run in back and just give you some more suppressants all over again. And it was just interesting because I thought to myself this week when I was hearing the news, why are we talking about her ban just getting lifted? I thought it was lifted from last year, August, right? So why is it just being lifted again this year? None about they open up their big mouth, just like I told y'all and said what they shouldn't have said. And World Athletics run back in and tell them, say, go hold some more suppressants, right? So they thought they were being sly and smart by saying, oh, it has done us nothing and we're gonna come back and be as fast as we were before. World Athletics say, all right, hold that. Bap, because from August last year, Christine Mboma supposedly ban lifted. So how come all of a sudden we move from August last year to April this year? How that makes sense, guys? How that makes sense? Because them open up them mouth. And when I was saying it to you guys were saying, no, no, team, maybe they're trying to play reverse psychology. And I said, okay, I get the whole reverse psychology part, but me not feel like that I go work out in this a case, yeah, because the whole point is nothing is preventing World Athletics to come back in and give a double dose or triple dose. You understand what I'm trying to say? Nothing is preventing them from doing that. So for you to come out and be brazen and say it did nothing was a foolish thing. It was foolhardy to me. And clearly, based on what happened to this particular point where now the ban was lifted, them reban her. We'll probably just never hear about it. Them just reban her. But anyway, let's go through some of these comments here. I can't really say what I think about what she'll be doing until I see her run. And that's just how I feel. Where am I? See Omar looking dangerous in training. Yes, he has been looking good. I want that to transfer to the track though. Um, see, I think it's only coaches Dex and Total Running Production channel is bigger than you right now. In terms of influence, is that what you mean? Because in terms of subscribers, there are quite a few channels that are bigger than mine. Ah, it's not foolishness, strong B. Stephen Francis is a master at his craft. Oftentimes, practice is an indicator of where the athletes are at. Generally, there's a time trial at the end of each um, periodized cycle. That said, Shakiri and Kishane Thompson will run when it matters most. Don't rush the process. No, I'm not rushing the process. I'm just annoyed at this particular point that I want to see some good competitive running, and I'll know I can't see nothing. That's all I'm saying. You know what? I have to be, dependent on to feed myself for real good competition is the collegiates. Or the collegiate, then me have to look around and I say, all right, wanna give me something. Usually I would even be looking at the collegiates like that. You know what I mean? I'll just be watching them and looking at their progress and be saying, okay, I can see you doing this in a few years, blah, blah, blah. But like really and truly, where the senior professional them there? And I'm just talking from a global perspective. Me not see nothing now go on. The track and field just dead globally, and it's just not a good look. Francine Neon Samba. Thanks. That's who I was. Oh, and it's Burundi. Okay, sorry. Did I say Kenyan? Apologies. But yeah, that's the one I was trying to remember for over long. She Yeah, so I haven't really seen people really come back after it. So let's see. Exactly, T. Mboma will not be the same. What made her good was her testosterone levels. I think something else as well too, but I won't share that here because I don't think if guys, all right. I'm old school and I'm not as sensitive. Um like some of you all where you believe, oh, I can't say this or can't say that. You know what I mean? So I have another thought as well, but as I said, I won't share it here because I can't be bothered with the two you guys being too sensitive and be like, oh my god, I can't believe T said this. Y'all are so boring. Um T, not to start nothing, but has there been ever been a female athlete with the same issue as Mboma and Semenya? I don't think Mboma has the same issue as Semenya. That's just my opinion. I think whatever is going on with Mboma is probably the worst case scenario than what was going on with Semenya because I believe Semenya had internal testes, right? So I don't think I think everybody's case is different. Let's just put it that way. I think everybody's case is different. I don't think everybody just randomly has internal testes as well. I'm not sure what happened with Mboma because you can't test her like how you could test Semenya, right? So the only thing World Athletics can do is suppress the testosterone. That's the only thing they can do, right? So I'm not sure when it comes to that, what exactly Mboma has that makes her different from other women. Let's just put it that way. Um, technically, but yeah, I'm not sure. I think we know about Semenya so much because of the times we were living in back then. Now everybody has become so touchy feely, and there are certain rights here, there, and everywhere. Do I agree with what happened with Casa Semenya? No, I believe that there was a better way to go about it. But then you see, when you're talking about sports and competitive sports, it's really hard to respect people in that sense because really and truly you really dig people up. Like, look, let's just look at boxing and how people treat boxers, right? In that sense where nothing seems private from a boxing perspective, right? So that's how people pretty much look at sports in general, where people should be able to see everything and understand everything that's going on with your body. But now we have laws and regulations where no, you can't really do that. So how do you really check? I don't really know how you check in today's day for if anybody has any issue like Semenya again. I don't think you can. um yeah, the only major athlete that has opened up outdoors individual is Let's Sealy. Yeah. Mboma, as me say, will break Usain Bolt record. Yeah, you might be onto something. Probably Fred Curley too, but he doesn't look convincing yet. From what I saw from Fred Curley, everything has been pretty easy. So it hasn't been the same intensity that I've seen from a lot of other athletes that will say to me, okay, he's been putting in a lot, but I'm still not seeing the fast times. When he won the world championships, this is around the same times that he started with. So for me, again, Fred Curley is where he's supposed to be. And another thing I find with you guys that I believe is a little bit hypocritical. When I say our athletes running the way they were running over the weekend, was not it. If this was an American athlete doing these times or running, you guys would be, dragging them through the mud and laughing and saying, "Oh my gosh, Noah Lyles really came out and ran that," and blah 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 da 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 da. And I'm like, I'm looking at the Jamaican athletes, and how can you expect me to put our Jamaican athletes in a certain class and I'm not seeing the performances that dictate that you should be in that class, and I should be saying, that's fine, that's part of it. I'm like, no, if this was any other world class athlete running these times, you guys would not be saying this. So why should I be saying that, oh, it was cool for Jamaicans to be running? None of those times were cool. None of those times were cool at all. I don't know what was going on in training. You know what I mean? I just don't know what was going on overall, but none of those times were anything impressive to write home about. I saw some people saying, oh, all we do is complain and we want fast time. This is not about fast times. This is about indications as it relates to what is to come and where you will really figure in the bigger scheme of things. And what kind of indication was anything from last week? Nothing from last week can be taken away for any kind of positive. There is no positive out of last week that we can be looking at from a Jamaican perspective to say, okay, yeah, this is something that we can say, all right, da, right? No, which is why I'm saying I've forgotten it totally. For me personally, what happened last week just never happened, and I'm just going to look forward, and look at the next performance and take it from there. You know what I mean? But I won't be playing hypocrite with nobody on this channel. Some of you people want me to lie to y'all. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm going to tell you as it is, and what I saw last week was not impressive. Um, And then sometimes I say it's not impressive, and then you think I hate the athletes. I don't hate the athletes. Why would I hate my own Jamaican athletes that I'm looking out to, come out and run well and win medals for us? I would never hate any of our Jamaican athletes. I'm saying in this particular moment in time, this was not it. See, your subs are approaching 30K prize giveaway. Sure, I can definitely consider that. Not a problem. Um, I was actually yeah. But anyway, definitely for 30K. Um, it's just that in the past, when I've hit other milestones, other things have been going on with the channel, so I haven't been able to do what I want to do. But for sure this year, I want to do like some giveaways and stuff for sure. Um, when it comes to track, it's TN Coach's Decks for me. That's why I'm subscribed to both. Thank you. Hey, Max Velocity. This was for Strong B, not for you. My apologies. Just trying to reply to someone. Oh, I don't remember what I replied to, but okay, no problem. 5 to 10 years ago, people were starting their season in May, and now we're spoiled wanting to see them in March and April. Maybe, maybe I would say that. I would say that. I can agree with you with that one. We have gotten spoiled, but it's the nature of sports. You know what? Me Africa stir up the pot. I want Frano. What I want Frano is just a great coach. He ain't some magician. Walcott is good too, and Mills. I think Frano is the best we have. Well, I've thought that over the years, personally. But yeah. Max Velocity. Well, of course, you think continuously booking athletes in meets and pulling them out without an explanation is a good thing, as long as it's your beloved Frano. Okay, guys. Semenya has undescended testes. Well, I thought they called it internal testes, but I guess it's the same thing. I don't know what Christine Mboma has, because they can't check her again, as I said, the same way. But yeah, Francine is from Burundi. Yeah, I keep saying Kenya because honestly, sometimes, and it's a thing I need to stop doing, because I realize that going forward as well, a lot of the Kenyan athletes no longer run for Kenya as well. So sometimes I tend to look at an athlete, and like how you can look at the Ethiopians and tell the Ethiopians a mile away. I could do that for Kenyans for years, but I'm noticing now more frequently that I should not be doing that any further, because honestly, it could be any other African nation plus whichever other nation may have bought them. You know what I mean? So maybe I should stop doing that. But yeah, Francine is from Burundi for sure. Oh my God, T, I can't believe you implied that about Mboma. What did the hell did I imply? Guys, don't mix me up. Wait, there has been a white female athletes, huh? Has been white female athletes, but don't get exposed. No, 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 no. Those white female athletes were men. Let's just say that. And the times were different. That was way back into, gosh, which years are we talking about? The 80s, the 70s, way back into La La Land, where I don't know what people were thinking back then in terms of, corruption. It can't be the same now. You will never see a man, God forbid, because to how society is moving right now. Let me, you know what? Let me scratch that. Forget what I was just about to say. Naughty, speak your mind. Let the controversy fly where it may, where it may. If you guys were with the channel from 2021, then you may have seen me drop a few hints here and there. For those who weren't here, for those hints, too bad. I don't think those videos are up on the channel anymore because I've had to delete quite a few of the videos because of copyright, issues. But back in the day, I used to spill the hints, but you guys weren't looking. Max Velocity, you're just a typical groupie. Okay, guys, are we really arguing over who is the best coach right now? Um, okay, okay, da 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 da. Okay. At all times, keep mentioning T name never. I never watch his video, and he's mentioning any other YouTuber's name. Remember how he mentioned about a Reed story, but we all see her now not looking right. Um Guys, I'm not afraid to mention another YouTuber, one, because what do I have to fear? And two, if what I'm referencing comes from them, then it makes sense for me to reference them, or I'm just being disingenuous, and I will never do that on my platform. You know what I mean? Others may want to be disingenuous all they want to be. That's not me, and that will never be me. Yeah. T, have you heard that Adidas will be replacing Puma? As it stands right now, Puma, the J3s have not accepted the deal. My assumption is that Puma will try to match it, but let's see what happens in the coming months. Um, the positive is that them still know how to run. Who is that? No, still knows how to run because they haven't been dropping the same performances. So I'm not sure. Can't wait to see Andrew run on Friday with Noah and the Ark. Speaking of Noah, he bought Janelle this nice car, child. I'm not a car person, so well, I used to be one in high school, but not anymore. So who remembers anything about cars now? But it's a really nice car, so I'm happy for her. And and they had this nice little song going with it about, from you have a nice woman, you buy her what she wants, kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, that's nice. I saw them stay tea, the same way them talk both with football. Wait, what? Trying to be objective in your reasoning instead of just being a front of cheerleader. Germany is not renewing their contract with Adidas. Oh, that's interesting. Them once you you sell a narrative. That will never happen. Bless your soul, T. Thank you. T, careful, the rainbow gang don't. This has nothing to do with any rainbow gang, guys. You see, and this is the problem where I think that people have become too sensitive in the society. You literally can't say anything without offending anybody. When have people become so soft? When I was growing up, oh my gosh, it you know what, let's not even go there, but I'm just saying, like, I can't be bothered with people being soft, and this is not a platform for people that are soft. So if you're gonna be soft, then I'm sorry, this is definitely not a platform for you, because when I be dropping whatever I'm dropping, I don't want to hear nobody grumbling at me in no comment section about, oh my god, T, how dare you say that. They were women, but they were taking steroids. No, 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 no. I believe people say, what's her name, that 400-meter one, child, women's. Don't people say Marita Koch was a man? Is a man? I said Marita Koch. Yeah, it's Marita Koch. I swear people said this was a man. Or am I quoting the wrong person? There was one of them that was legitimately a man. I'm trying to remember who it was. And they talked about how he got away with being a woman all the years. It's not Marita Koch, it's somebody else. That was legitimately a man. Hmm. Some white dude. What event was it? It wasn't I'm not remembering, but there was somebody. There was somebody. There was somebody. So let me talk about LOL True, peer tiptoe business. OMGT, how dare you say that? She was a man hoe. Um, No, there is stories of Marita Koch being a man, but there's somebody else that was legitimately a man, and they talked about how they changed their entire aesthetic to be a woman back in the day so that they could compete. But I'm trying to remember which event it was. But back then it was a thing from white men to act like they were women. No man, Caitlyn Jenner did her thing recently, or did his thing recently. Child, it has reached a point where me I call him her. But anyway. Let's move on. Um, what else do you guys want to talk about? You wanted to talk about Oblique Seville. Um, okay, so let's do Oblique Seville. And I think that's probably the last thing for the evening. There isn't anything else I don't believe that we need to cover. So I did a video on Oblique Seville. Guys, I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I think something is wrong with YouTube because I can't monetize my video. Ah, so Oblique Seville did this, this training run. I get everybody's opinion as it relates to not trying to be too optimistic about the athletes' performances because they have failed to deliver already. But this is my thing. My mic is buck. Am I coming through loud, guys? Oh my god. This is my thing when it comes to performances over the years. I would point out, you know, errors that I believed athletes made and where they can improve. But it will never be a situation where I will hold the performances or non-performances of the athletes that we've expect to say that will all it will ever be, because I will always hope for the best for the athletes and hope that they can improve on what they've done before or right certain wrongs or fix certain things that they've done in the past. So yes, I've noticed that Oblique Seville has had issues finishing races in the past, and I've spoken to that at nauseum. Actually, I think I was, probably the first person to really hit this, to drive this home for some of y'all, that it was a thing, and then you all started to see that it was a thing. For a lot of you never believed it was a thing. Even when I was pointing it out to y'all bashed me and dragged me through the mud that it wasn't a thing, and I kept pointing it out to you that it's a thing and it keeps affecting him. And every time you see it affecting him, at a global finals, and you're like, oh my gosh, and then you start to finally see that, oh, it's a thing, and now you start to believe me that it's a thing, right? But it's never a case where I don't believe this thing can no longer be a thing, right? So let's take his 2024 for example. I have spoken on him not finishing the races, right? But you can't expect me to look at an athlete vividly in live and living color, righting those wrongs. The Oblique Civil of yesteryear would be running a race and he gets to 85, 80, and he starts to, shut down and giggle and, the high knee through the line and, easy peasy. The Oblique Civil that I've noticed in every single outing that I've seen him on. It doesn't matter what the run was. And interestingly, all the runs were personal best, but it doesn't matter. What I saw was the intent to make sure that I am executing the final phase of my race. When he was running that 400 meters opening his season, yes, it's a 400 meters. Yes, it's 47, mid, right? However, what I saw, Oblique Seville holding form and making sure that he ran through the line was a solid indication to me that something has changed. Something is different. Oblique Civil is finally listening to, maybe myself. You never know, because I've been saying it for years and he's been ignoring it. He's heard me say it because I know he knows I've said it, right? but he's finally deciding that, oh, it's actually a thing, and I need to make sure that I'm executing all the way through the line. And I noticed it from the 400 meters, and I gave him credit, and I said, I appreciate the work he's putting in. I appreciate that he's making, the steps to resolving this particular issue. And you guys can't see somebody doing what they need to do to resolve something and still be, bashing them. We don't know what's going to happen at the end of the day. I agree. He may turn up at the line, and all that goes out the door. But in the present moment, where we actually see him making every stride and every intention to be the best version of himself, I believe that that needs upliftment. I believe, that needs support. I believe we need to stand behind him. And even if we didn't even see him doing what he needs to be doing, we just call him out and say, Oblique, you're still not doing what we want you do. You're still our guy, but you're still not doing what we want you to be doing. But we are seeing him doing what we want him to be doing, and we're still complaining, and we're expecting, the results to be the same. Why are we expecting the results to be the same? Why can't we, hope that, with this new change that we're seeing in him, we will also see, better results? He's always been one foot off the podium. And what's been stopping that? And an execution issue, you would say, right towards the end of the line. Okay, fine. What have we seen? 400-meter comes, he knocks that out of the ballpark, new personal best. 200-meter rolls around, knocks that out of the ballpark as well, new personal best. But also, most importantly, he's executing all the way out, full 200 meters straight through the line, and then some, dipping as well, making sure that he does everything he's supposed to do, remaining within himself and executing, doing exactly what the coach is telling him to do, and executing, forgetting who is in the stands. I don't care what's going on around me. This is what I have to do in this moment, and I'm getting it done. In training as well, and I spoke in the training video. It was interesting to me that this was training, and somebody said it in, I think, in the comments, and I smirked at the comment because I tend to see that a lot in terms of training, but it says something else when you're in training and you're still executing through the line. Now, what I've seen a lot of times is that people don't tend to give you everything they have in training, for whatever reason or not, they just don't give you the full execution, right? But I've heard coaches say, and it's so interesting because I was watching Coach Flo with Julian Alfred and Kevona and Dina recently, and he was talking about them doing some 200 drills. And he was saying, what you guys need to remember is that, care how much times you're doing these drills, you always execute through the line. And I just remember watching all those drills, and nobody executed through the line. As they were getting closer to the line, they were all slowing down. And I remember watching Oblique Seville in that training run, and he executed straight through the line. I watched Darnell Hughes, and he was slowing down. And somebody pointed out to me and said, well, Darnell wasn't giving his 100 because Darnell was slowing down. And I said to myself, if you can be, focused enough to be on tired legs in a training run. I don't know how much runs this was in on, whatever 200 drills they were doing or whichever distance it was. And you get to the point where your brain is tired, your legs are tired, and you're still locked in and zoned in to make sure that you are executing the full 200. That to me says something else. That to me tells me that this man is on a mission, right? And I think we need to respect that, the effort that he's putting in. I do say that yes, we still don't know what this is going to materialize into at the end of the day, if it's going to give us a medal, yes or no. But it's hope. It's a good hope that we're seeing our athletes really, go towards righting a few wrongs and strive to be a better version of themselves. And I have to say, everything Oblique Civil has done this season has impressed me, has wholeheartedly impressed me. I understand the skepticism, but sometimes I'm like, sometimes this skepticism or this unwarranted, you know, negativity is not really needed. In the moments where you need to be negative, sure, you know, what kind of run that? Tell me, come out and say that, yo, the run is never ready. I get it. But in the moments where you're getting the performances that you're needing or you need to be seen, I just don't understand why we're acting like, what else is he supposed to give you? I don't understand. Like, what else? He's giving you exactly what he's supposed to be giving you in this moment, and we're still having a problem with it. So I'm like, so what else him supposed to show we? What else are we looking to see? Because I'm sure if he was doing much worse, then what else would we say? He's doing everything perfectly right now, and we're complaining. I'm like, okay. Then what if we weren't getting this? What would we be saying? You understand? So I'm like, all right, let's just stand behind him. Guys, I'm always gonna stand behind our athletes. As I said, I do criticize, and it's constructive criticism when I see them doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. I'm gonna be the first to call it out. I'm gonna be like, okay, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? I'm gonna be the first to say it, right? But in this moment, that's not what we should be giving. That's not what we should be giving. We see a man literally on a mission. Every single time I see him, I'm like, is this even the same person? His entire, being just feels different. He doesn't feel like the little young, childish, immature Oblique Seville that I've been watching over the years just run and hanky panky and play games. I don't get that vibe. Right. So I did my video talking about, my expectations for him this season over the 200 meters. I see him doing very well over the 200 meters. Does that mean he's going to medal over the 200 meters? Not necessarily. But as I did say in my video that if you can run anywhere close to 19.7, 19.6, you're in the conversation. Why are we having our athletes in conversations and then suddenly we shouldn't want them to, be a part of the conversation or talk about medals? Excuse me, I see people running slower and people are talking about them a medal. So if Oblique Civil can run 19.6, just 19.7, then Jamaica better stand up behind him and say him a got medal too. You know what I mean? That's pretty much how I look at it. Yes, and I know I've been rambling, but sometimes you guys annoy me. So yeah, this is what I had to say. Anyway, let's read the rest of the comments. Oblique and Zarnel. Where was I? Um, Koch, Martha Koch was a biological daughter that she gave birth to. I don't think it's Martha Koch, I'm trying to remember who the person is, but there's somebody that was legitimately a man. I remember because I watched the whole documentary and thing about, how this person got away with pretending to be a woman over the years. The problem is I just don't remember who it was. It was some white person though. That's all I remember. I just don't remember who it was. Um Koch was a man or just pumped up with steroids. Probably just pumped up with steroids. Who knows? Um, and please give us the starting list for Friday. Okay. Any update on social give me a second, guys. I'm gonna check on those two things. Um, it's not Marita Koch. I heard Marita Koch was a man. Ah, gosh. You guys can nitpick all you want. Listen, I said what I said. Oh Lord. Stella Walsh autopsy shows she had a non-functional. Oh yeah? Okay. Let me see who this Stella Walsh was. I'm trying to remember who it was and I can't remember. It probably was this person, and now that I'm looking at them. There was something from their high school. How they just randomly started being a woman out of nowhere and nobody said anything. This face kind of looks familiar, but I don't remember if it's this Stella Walsh person, to be fair. But this looks like a goddamn man. That's all I know. Anyway. Oh Lord, help me. Okay. And let's be honest, Oblique knows that he's the front runner for I think he's finally ready to, let's be patient, guys. He's trying. It's not even about patience because again nobody knows what's going to happen in the future. We can talk up things all we want, yes, but you still never know how things are going to turn out. I just want in moments where we're seeing positive things happen, enjoy the positivity, enjoy the good things that are happening, because when the bad things come, they come in a flood and then we are all over the place. So when the good things are happening, enjoy the good things. Abdik is still fairly young and he has to learn from his mistakes, but people seem to forget that the legendary Glenn Mills is his coach, so his inefficiencies will be addressed in time. I think he has definitely done a lot this, like, there's just a whole new vibe with Oblique. You guys need to be watching him over the years and just to see this 2024 version of Oblique. It's a different person altogether. And again, what I said some time ago is that, having a gold medalist in the camp can change everybody's outlook and perspective. And I don't know if it's because Zarnell Hughes walked away with a medal in the 100. We had, what's his name? Antonio walk away with gold in the four. I don't know if it's because such, good things are happening right now. The kind of vibe in the campus, is affecting everybody else, and everybody wants to put out their best foot. But I'm not gonna lie, the whole vibe I'm getting is that everybody has their head screwed on. They're focused on just delivering whatever the best is that they can deliver, and that's a good thing. um why am I hearing that Flowtrack will be streaming Wonder Diamond League? That's what I'm hearing too. Sorry for poor America. Don't know how they're gonna. So what about the commentary? Who are they gonna hire? Are they gonna hire NBC Otto Bolden? Like, how does that even work? Are they gonna use the same British free that we listen to? Okay, maybe. Um, excuse me. Seville does look like he's trying harder this year. Still don't think we should assume he's doubling at the Olympics. For me personally, I see persons saying he's maybe not strong enough. Oblique has been running for God and he knows how many years, right? Um, so at this particular point, if he's not ready to double, I don't know when he will be ready to double. And that's just being clear. And it's not just about fast times again when it comes to doubling. Clearly, it's the workload, right? So it's the same workload that you would have to be putting in any other year if he wants to double. So no time like the present, right? He's definitely looks like he's onto something this year. And as long as I said, as long as he runs any time remotely close to 19.7, 19.6, that puts him in the conversation. And making the Jamaican team is an easy one too, right? It's just 2 rounds, one, right? And two, you're not really competing against anybody that would be remotely close to you, other than maybe Andrew Hudson, right? So again, that should be an easy 1-2 for him. When you get to the Olympics now, that's a whole different kettle of fish. But remember, the 100 comes before the 200 anyway. So all his focus and all his attention will still be in the one, and then the two would be like an added bonus. You would say you go in there and see what you can do, right? And why not? Right? Why not? Most of these people are doubling, right? So as long as he's fit, as long as he's healthy, why not? Right? Civil does. Oh, I read that already. Because of injury concerns, Coach Mills. Yeah, no, and Oblique himself said that. I did in the video. I did put up a little, thing where he talked about it being, that he couldn't run it because of his injuries, but it doesn't seem to be a factor this year, which is why I'm saying the double looks like it's on. The double definitely looks like it's on. If the double is on for Akeem Blake, if the double is on for any other person that's younger than Oblique, or just younger in the game, why not Oblique? If he's fit, that's all I'm saying. Um, Brianna Williams is silent though. Not hear anything or see her in a training video. And Talu opening her season this week or next week in the 200. All right, so I did an update video on Brianna, and I told you guys that she has settled in nicely to training. Coaches like the previous years work that was done with her, getting her to the point where to her personal best. Let's just put it that way. And is eager to bring her to the next step. Clearly nothing is going to happen overnight, and I know you guys are looking to see something immediate based on previous performances. I myself am expecting to see something from her, but it's going to take time. Let's see what happens when she eventually steps to the track. Yeah, but I'm expecting good things from her as well. But it's not silent guys. Remember, she literally just switched camp. So what exactly are we expecting to see right away? I'm not sure. But yeah, let's give her a little time. Um, Civil will be great this year. I'm hoping so. Correction, he's in 9-7 shape, not 9-8. Um, I think he's in 9-6 shape. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. I think we can get a 9-6 out of him. I remember Bolts go to the '04 Olympics and '05 World Championships, or '07 Worlds without a medal for Civil. if he's injury free. So both got medals in 2007, right? Relay plus the 200. Um, Christian Townsend can be the future of Jamaica track and field. A healthy him cannot be beaten. I just want to see him first, that's for sure. I'm predicting a 980. He's past that. The oblique that I'm seeing is past that for sure. The oblique Seville was supposed to be 9-7 last year, right? He picked up an injury and it never really happened. And Zarnell got down to 983. And remember, that was the same Zarnell that he was beating in training, right? So he was potentially 9-7 something last year, right? So I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there that he could give us a big one this season. So let's see. Sharika wasn't ready for the 200 until she was 26. It's a process for Seville. I don't think it's fair to compare Sharika. Sharika was running the 4. It's different. It's completely different. If Sherry had started out running the 1-2, then clearly should have taken up the 200 much sooner than she did, quote unquote 26. Right. So again, I don't think that's a fair comparison, but I hear you. Um Put Oblique Seville in the 4x2 in the world relays and see where he is. I don't know how I got guys, I don't know what our expectations are going into world relays, but I'm just hoping some of y'all forget it from now because this is Jamaica and the athletes aren't gonna do what you want them to do. He can be fit and healthy now, but that doesn't mean he's strong enough this year. So you're telling me that oblique civil that I'm looking at is potentially not putting in the workload to do the double. There's no way that oblique civil that looks that buff, eh, that's not 100-meter workload. That is doubling workload. The oblique civil that I'm looking at is a buff young man. Okay, he's ready to do a double, right? So I'm eager though. I'm eager to see whatever the decision is. Whatever happens, guys, I roll with the punches for sure. But I'm just excited for him this year. I'm excited for him. Well, I've always been excited for him. I just noticed some of the issues and I pointed it out. Always hoping for the best from our athletes, at all times. And this year he looks like he's ready to deliver. So I don't see what the big deal is. If he's doing all the right things, stop hoping for wrong to happen. Stop hoping for bad things to happen all the time. It's like I don't know why we can be so pessimistic sometimes. We're just so pessimistic. We can see all the great things happening and we still find some negative someplace. I just don't know. Um See, here's a long shot question. Let us dream, right? If he's in 9-6, could he get gold if he remains focused and healthy in defeat? 9-6 is 9-6. Oblique Seville has to be able to execute on the biggest stage. And one of my biggest things in order for him to be able to do that was, consistently be on the circuit and match up, head to head with the guys. Win here, lose there, it doesn't matter. Just be on the circuit and experience what it's like to be consistently racing against, the big guns. And that my opinion hasn't changed with that. So even though I see him running, really well, and I'm expecting fast times to come, my expectation is still for him to get the well needed experience he needs because I talked about this. I said experience is important for some athletes. Based on what I've observed over the years, I think that is what he's been lacking. Just experience competing competitively on the circuit, and I will not change that this year. Even though I see him looking much better, I still think with that, let's go out there now and measure up with the best guys in the world. Let's go tooth and nail before the Olympic Games, before the trials. Let's go through this repetitiveness and, just get comfortable with the idea that, oh, yeah, I should be here. Oh, yeah, I can do this when it matters. You know what I mean? And that's what I want him to do. So until then, I get what you're saying about the 9-6, but the 9-6 doesn't automatically guarantee a medal until I see him, consistently going toe to toe and getting the well deserved experience I believe he needs on the global stage. That's just how I look at it. Well, not even a global stage, but just on the circuit. Just mesh with these guys, run, 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 run all over the place, and well, not too many runs now. Clearly, that's not what I mean. But just be in some competitions with some of the best out there, and just be comfortable with the idea that I'm part of it. I'm part of the equation, so that when you get to the Olympic Games, you don't fall to at the line. Because best believe Noah Lyles believes wholeheartedly that he deserves to be there. Christian Coleman believes wholeheartedly that he deserves to be there. Um, who else? Fred Curley, if they make it, whatever, all believe wholeheartedly that they should be there. At this particular point in time, Oblique Seville needs to stop being happy to be there. Yes, I'm happy to be there, but I deserve to be here because I'm one of the best, and I'm not going to run and just be content with wherever I place. I'm running to win, I'm executing to win, and I'm doing all these things that I know I can do. Right? So that's how I look at it. But anyway, um, see, once him injury free, he will go to the Diamond League. May I whip on that Nick for years? I don't know, So let's see. Go back to listen to what Fran has said. Back then, he kept her away from the 200-meter because of injury concerns. Yeah, but if you're talking about an athlete moving up in distance, right? That's a whole other conversation as well. Oblique Civil has not changed distances. He's still worked with the sprints, right? And I'm saying in 2024, it's been, XX amount of years. We've been going back and forth with this, struggling with the injuries on and off. This year, he looks ready. He looks fit. Why are we still against the notion of him doubling? I don't understand. And when has Elaine never not doubled other than 2015 when she just broke out? That was her breakout year. That was the one year she didn't double, right? So I don't understand, Nick. Oblique stopping speed seem to be sharper now for sure. Based on what I've seen, and he dips at the line. Yeah, he's definitely executing right through the line. Um, These guys are struggling to reach 9.7, yet alone 9.6. Again, and this is just my opinion. Remember, I tell you guys that, I watch these athletes a lot and I get a certain vibe. It may not happen on paper, but, there are certain things that have been happening that make me, come to my conclusions. Let's go with a Brianna Liston. I talked about Brianna Liston being an 11.14 sprinter, and I said 2 years ago she was a sub 11 sprinter, whether that was a 10.99 or whatever. You know what I mean? It was someplace in the sub tens. So if we fast forward 2 years later, we're not just gonna get some random sub ten, not sub ten, sub 11 athlete Brianna, right? We're gonna be seeing a real slash off her personal best. So when you look at an oblique civilian, if I've been saying based on what he's been doing that he looks like he could have been 9.7 in previous years, he just hasn't done it yet. It means that if he dips below that 9.7, it's not necessarily a surprise, right? He could have gone 9.7 potentially for me, but he has been, hindered for one reason or another. The reason that comes up, most often than not is the whole injury concerns thing, right? So again, if an athlete is now fit and ready to go, you may see them leapfrog past a certain distance. You may be surprised, but is it really a surprise when you really look at how they were trending over the years? Not really. That's how I look at it. Elaine didn't double in 2019, not because she didn't want to double, but because she pulled out. That's two different things. Look at the sports psychologist, T. Wow. Huh? Go get your degree and start making a bag. Come to. Ah. I rather the draconian method where I grab a belt and start whipping people. Oh my gosh, I'm wild. Okay, where was I? Let's wait until trials or a few diamond leagues to ascertain if he's in 10-9 range. 10-9. Wait, what? What did I read? 9-6 range. Oh no, for sure. Again, these are just my observations. So let's wait and see what happens. Right. But I'm just telling you how I got to where I'm thinking. Last year, according to him, during the World Championships, he didn't know what form he was in. Had he known, he might have gauged himself better. Yes, I did hear him say that. And you remember he was just coming off an injury as well, so just think about it. If he was as sharp as he should have been, then again we could have been seeing the 9-7 from before, or even the 9-6 that the coach was alluding to at some particular point. So again, guys, remember that this isn't just coming out of nowhere, right? So if you see him dip into 9-7 or 9-6, listen, don't be surprised. Do not be surprised. Child, listen, me and my face. I need to, retire some of this. I know, you know what? I have upgraded my makeup, thank the Lord. I'm just waiting for them to come. I want to see what the difference is because I don't know if it's just the makeup that I'm using now that, it doesn't have a long wear life. But let's see. Um, all me know say him look good in the 200 meters. I agree. I like how you think. And 2017. But again, that's two different scenarios, so you can't compare. If Elaine, I believe, had every intention to run the doubles. So, yeah, guys, there's nothing wrong with trying. I don't know why we're so adverse. All right, guys, what exactly is the issue with him trying to double? I want to understand what exactly is our issue with him doubling. Is it because we think he's going to get injured all over again? So are we going to live in fear and never do what we need to do? It's interesting because I was watching what's her name? Brittany Anderson on Instagram, and she talked about her injury and how if she was told what this injury would be like, she would have been living her life in fear of just going out there and doing what she needs to do. So why are we living in fear when it comes to our athletes and potentially getting injured? Like that sounds crazy to me that we're just consistently living in, injury land. Like, okay, fine, yes, they've suffered a few injury setbacks over the years, but it shouldn't be a thing where every year we're like, oh my God, don't walk because you may break your leg. I mean, come on. I believe that if Elena had done the 100 instead of the 200 in 2015, she'd really fight. That's a very controversial decision. A lot of people are of the view that she would have been able to, be somewhere along the lines of, second to Shelley or beat Shelley, but very close to Shelley. But then um the reason why Daphne appeared to run down Shelley was because Shelley was, easing down and, celebrating by shoving her and up in the air like, oh my gosh, me again, Shelley. Right. So that's why it happened that way. I believe that if Elaine was in the race, Shelley would have definitely not, eased up a bit. And because she knows what her training partner would have been coming with, so it would have been a whole different kettle of fish at that particular point in time. I think that year would have still potentially been Shelley's year, but I think whatever happened after that was always going to happen. Elaine was always going to be this crazy, 100-meter, 200-meter athlete, and she just developed into that kind of beast. Um, I hope Oblique Akeem, along with the young Nkrumah, can place run off the place, Diamond. Well, first you have to be invited. I don't know if Nkrumah will be invited, but let's see. Um, there are only so many lanes, so I believe that majority of the Americans will be filling out these lanes. So I don't know. Let's see though. I'm not against him doubling. I'm saying his coach may not want that kind of workload for. Glenn Mills has never been against the double. He's always wanted his athletes to double. So it's strange to me when I hear you guys say his coach may not want him to double. As long as he's fit, which he clearly, looks to be fit. Sometimes, guys, we can't prevent certain things. Certain things are just, always gonna happen. If it's gonna happen, it's just gonna happen. I don't think we should be living in fear, or the coach should be living in fear, or the athlete should be living in fear of them potentially picking up an injury, so they shouldn't, double. I don't know if I can agree with that. You know what I mean? But let's see. Anyway, we've already have Liston, Clayton twins, and maybe a Reed to replace Shelley and Elaine Thompson and Jacko. Yeah, plus we have Kemba, we have Kevona, we have so many people. So yeah, we have a lot of girls waiting in the wings. We have a young Lane as well. There's so many girls. So many. So I know there are quite a few that I haven't mentioned, but yeah, there are so many. It can come back at Jamaica that means 100. It can. I don't see an issue technically. He should. Boy, if it double. Yeah, I'm not really seeing the issue with him doubling this year, especially with how he looks. So I'm just curious why I'm getting so much kickback, with it. But let's see, is Brittany currently injured, or is she in good condition? She's back from injury. She was just, given an overview as it relates to her past year and watched her trials, and it was really painful to watch, I have to say. I cried when she screamed out. Being an athlete is really tough. Yeah, but after she did that surgery, I think, and I think she was probably changing her bandages. But she was doing something. I don't remember what they were doing, but it does look painful because she screamed out. So, yeah. But she just talked about how you can't live in fear, and that's just one of those things that I just wanted to mention here when I heard you guys talking about the double. To me, it just sounds like y'all are living in fear, and I'm saying our athletes can't live in fear, just can't live in fear. Look how Elaine gets injured like over and over and over again. Should she just go sit on her ass and don't do anything? Like, no, you still go out there, you still try your hardest, right? Um, See, you have to admit that your observations tend to be overly optimistic. When have they been overly optimistic? They might not have happened in the time I wanted them to happen because of whatever reasonings, but haven't they come to pass? The only ones that haven't come to pass yet are these oblique ones. So what do you mean overly optimistic? Please. Please, 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 please explain. Ah, don't doubt me, do not doubt my eye. I have an eye for this. True, Coach Mills always want him to run the double. These guys running nowadays slow comparing to Bolt. I mean, it's a transition, so we're gonna get back there. T, and that is why Shakaberry won 2023, because Shelly and Sharika were too comfortable. No, I don't want to say Shelly and Sharika were too comfortable. Shelly was injured, running the best race she could, and it got her bronze. Sharika was over there minding Shelly's business, believing that Shelly was the only person to take down, and that's why Shakiri came out on the outside, and she had no idea until the race was over. But you know what, you live and you learn. Let's see what happens going forward. You know what I mean? Um, on the women's side, the list is very long to take over the next era. Very, very long. The women's 100 meters at Jamaican trials will be the hardest event to make in the world from a national championship perspective. Yep, 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 yep. Um, well, it may not be hard for a few of them. It may not be hard for three of them. It may be hard for everybody else. Let's put it that way. Best wishes to it may take a 10-8 to make the relay pool. May take May? What exactly are we expecting Shelly, Elaine, and Sharika to run? What are we expecting a Brianna Liston to run? What are we expecting a Brianna Williams to run? What are we expecting a Kemba Nelson to run? What are we expecting a Tina, Tia, Alana? What are we really expecting these girls to run? I'm just curious. A Natasha, a Sasha Lee. What are we expecting them to run? The issue is if he's not strong enough yet, then he might injure himself. That's how coaches think. But my point is, Nolan, he is strong. It's like you guys are looking at Oblique Seville in vivid color, being an athlete that is looks better than every other athlete from a Jamaican perspective that says there will be doubling, and we are still saying he's not fit to double, not strong enough to double. Then if Oblique isn't strong enough to double, no other Jamaican is strong enough to double. Let's just put it that way. Um, Over time, they learn how to manage each athlete's injuries. Shelley said that athletes are most, yeah, for sure. Even if Glenn Mills allowed him to do more 200 meters this season, it's very unlikely he will have him do it at Olympics. I still say double. Talk the thing, T, track universe. It's a process and he's still young. Yeah, sure, but still say double. I think some of us don't really understand the process of track training. Overly optimistic, I don't think so. I think most of us are too negative. Ninnies. Send out positive energy to our athletes. Oh my gosh, Bo was way ahead of everyone. You definitely live and learn. Boy, that race bond me. Jamaica has a lot of young athletes, yes. List on maybe those spoiling the 100. Andrew Hudson opens. Yep, I'm looking forward to seeing him. After the top three, I mean, fifth, sixth place, LOL. You mean fourth, fifth, sixth? Okay. How do you judge from a video how strong he is? The same way you use your eyes and judge if you were there in person. I don't know. How would you? Mm, Nolan. All right, let's get into the who asked me for some start list. Child, 1 second. I don't know if the start list is out. Today's when? Today's Wednesday. Guys, the start list is not out. What was the other thing somebody asked me for? Somebody asked me for start list and something else. It was one other thing. I don't believe the start list are out. If once the start list come out like fully, I believe maybe on what's it on maybe tomorrow in the midday ish probably is when we see it. Um, but I don't believe there are any start lists out on any Friday. I don't think so, at least. Okay, I'm not getting any recent update from Sasha Lee. She talked about being in the recovery room. She said she's gonna do some recovery and come back stronger. That's what was her last post, which was the post she had with Shakiri and TT Terry assisting her off the track. That's the last thing she posted. So from just doing some recovery, maybe it was just a tight muscle. Since it's just do some recovery, it doesn't sound like anything, potentially major, right? So again, that's a good sign, I suppose. So let's see what happens going forward in the future. Guys, remember, I'm not a coach. I'm just giving you, have you spoken to her privately, T? No, I haven't. No, I have not. Is there a Jamaican trap meet this weekend? Who asked me for which start lists? Who asked me for which start list? I don't remember which start list I was asked for, but guys, I'm not assuming that the start lists are out right now, but I can check. But I'm not guaranteeing that there are any start lists out right now. As a matter of fact, I don't even see the meets on for this weekend. Wait, let me go to another website. Why is this website so behind recently? Watch athletics schedule this week. Close this ad. What is this crazy ad? Um, Tom Jones. Tom Jones schedule. No, we're not gonna have any start lists open up so quickly. For sure. Is Tom Jones the one where everybody's gonna be at, right? Meet info. So Watch Fridays. Oh, it starts from Friday. Okay. It's gonna be on the SEC network. Women's entry list. Okay, I see an entry list. Let's see. Oh no, they have this in the PDF format, which means it's not broken down yet, so we don't know who is gonna turn up from who is not gonna turn up. Uh okay, guys, this is a whole collegiate list to be picking out, any seniors out of this, much as the collegians. Child, no, I'm not going through this for sure. At least not on live. I'll probably go through it, one by one. A little later, but yeah. Okay. Guys, they just have the entry list. They don't have the start list. So, whoa. So yeah, I'm not going through that long, long list. It is what it is. Is it Tom Jones that I just opened up? I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I opened it up, but because they don't have the start list, they only have the entry list. It's too much to go through. Um, if you want, I can give you all the PDF of the entry lists. And you can look at it if you like. Let me put that in the Let me put that in the chat so y'all can take a look at it. There you go. I posted it. See, when is the next Velocity Fest? Okay, well, let me check what's on the Jamaican calendar. Hold on. Upcoming events. So we have the Ricky Martin Invitational that will be at Stadium East on the 13th. Velocity Fest is on the 20th at Jamaica College. Then those are the only two things in April. In May, we have J3's All Comers Meet. Then we have the primary school meets. Then we have the Jamaican Invitational. That's on the 11th. So on the 4th is the J3's All Comers Meet. On the 11th is the Jamaica Athletics Invitational. Let's pass these primary school stuff. Some more primary school stuff. Then we have Puma National Senior Champ. What? June. So there's no racers track meet on this? Maybe it's not on the thingy yet. Because we'll jump all the way to June. And I don't see racers. Is racers not on this year? I'm not seeing racers on the Jamaican calendar. So guys, I don't know. I'm not sure. But I'm not seeing it on it. Um I've heard that she's clear to run. She was clear to run from last year, but I believe she put her foot in her mouth, or her coach put his foot in his mouth, and they were further banned. But let's see. I said last year, and I'll say this year. I can't give you an opinion on what I believe will happen with Christine and Mboma until I see them run. There's no athlete that has come back from being taking those suppressants for their high testosterone levels. So with that said, um I want what was I gonna say? So with that said, I can't give you my opinion on it. It was me T, Tom Jones Invitational. The list is out. I glimpsed it. Did they give you like the full list, or did they give you like a few other athletes that are entering? Because I looked at the full list and it's a long list, right? So it's a PDF, as I said. I have it open here and I put it in the chat. So you guys can take a look at it, as I said. Clearly there's a collegiate section, women's 100-meter dash. There's 10,000 people here. I think that's a collegiate section. Let me look for the senior section. Women's 200. Let me see. Women's, uh, I'm looking for the invite section. I'm not seeing a difference in terms of the invites. That's the hurdles. How much pages is this? 25 pages? Oh no. I'm sorry. Let's stop right here. I'm not scrolling through 25 pages right now. uh Let me look on, because there's some track and field. Guess it's gonna be up enough because they're gonna divvy it out into the live page, but not yet. Okay, so this is what they're saying for the Tom Jones Invitational. For the men's 400 meters, Arian Knighton, Matthew Hudson Smith, Matthew Bowling, champion as Allison, Chris Bailey, Alison Dos Santos, Bryce Dedmon, Jonathan Borley, Dylan Borley, Trevor Bassett, Ja'Cory Patterson, Ryan Wiley, and Bamidili. Um, this is going to be a good 400. It's interesting to see Aaron Knighton up here in this 400 as well. Interesting things. All right, let's go. Men's 200. Um, we have Courtney Lindsay, Joseph Fambalea, Emmanuel Matadi, sorry, what do I always say? Matadi, Jeremy Richardson, Ji Zhengyi, PJ Austin, Nathaniel Mitchell Blake, Ronnie Baker, Kendall Williams, Paulo Andre Camilo, don't know him. Renan Correa, no, not familiar with these Brazilians, and Brian Faust. This would be good as well. Joseph Formanel really needs to work on his starts, I have to say. But anyway, let's go. Men's 110-meter hurdles. Okay, so we have some Jamaican action. We have Grant Holloway, Dylan Baird. We have Robert Dunning. We have Cameron Moore. We have Tana Mason. We have Gianna Roberts. It's a mosquito. We have Gianna Roberts, we have Jamal Britt, we have LaFrance Campbell, and we have what did I do with my zapper? Oh, I caught it. We have LaFrance Campbell and we have Eddie Lovett. This is gonna be. I mean, Tyler Mason is in a good field. Let's see what he'll be able to do here. Hold on. I guess I should share my screen. Hold on. Let me share this little section. I just remember that I can share. So that you guys can see what I'm doing. Da, da, da. Dum, da, dum, da, dum. Present. Share screen. Window. To the window. To the wall. Da, 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 da. Okay, guys, can you see what I'm saying? Okay, good. All right, so I was showing you the men's one. I was talking about the men's 110-meter hurdles. I think our best bet here is Tyler Mason. Let's see how he figures with this. He ran out what 13.5 in a negative headwind. So over the weekend. So that's good. That is good. Let's see if we can get anything close to a 13 1. 13.2. All right, I'm giving him a 13.2/13.1 range. Into 13.2 is where I'm probably gonna, ballpark it. I think that's a good run for him against this field. So let's see. So that's a 13.2 there potentially from him. Okay, so we have Daniel Williams, we have Akira Nugent, and we have Nia Ali, we have Samba Mayela, we have Masai Russell, we have Sydney Sember, Charisma Taylor, we have Christina Clemons, we have Tonya Marshall, we have Anna Hall, we have Lolo Jones, and we have Talia Brooks. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. I see Danielle training there. She's definitely getting ready for this indoors. She's running against the guys. So let's see how she comes out. I don't really have any expectations because I haven't seen her since the indoors, and yeah, she hasn't really run much. Also, Akira, I believe, was faster than her indoors. Was it or was it Daniel? Who was the fastest at that race? Indoors. I think it was Akira, if I'm not mistaken. So, and I saw Akira over the 100 meters behind Gabby as well. She looked good. Actually, she might fare really good in this field. All of these are athletes that are uh, they can challenge. Actually, the Jamaicans may finish very high in this. I'm looking out to see what Nia Ali does. Clearly, I'm looking out for Masai Russell, also Samba Maela. I'm looking out. Don't get me wrong. This is the hurdles that everybody figures, but I'm looking at the ones that I believe that will be in the top, right? So I'm looking at These are the athletes I'm looking at that will be in the top. So I'm looking at Daniel. I'm looking at Nia Ali. I'm looking at Akira. I'm looking at Samba Mayela. I'm looking at Masai Russell. And I'm looking at Tonya Marshall. Those are my top picks for this 100-meter hurdles. Let's see how it goes. Um, what else is here? Okay, women's 100 meters. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Kemba Nelson lines up against Tamari Davis, Melissa Jefferson, Abby Steiner, Toby Amusan, Faber. All right, so Toby Amusan, I don't believe will figure in this, even though she's an 11:04 athlete, I believe. Is it 11:04? Is it 11:14? I don't remember, but she has a really good personal best over the 100 meters. Um, da, 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 da. Favor of Feely, okay. Imani Lansikat, Alana Reed, Kemba Nelson, Masai. So Masai is going in both the one and the hurdles. Okay. Um, Gina Lukem Kemper, Talitha Diggs, Nia Ali. All right. I don't expect these 400 meters and these hurdles to have anything to say in this type of race. Right. So Alana Reed, okay. I wiped that from my memory. Alana Reed hasn't opened her season. Let's see. Let's see what she does. Also, Kemba Nelson has opened their season. So let's see what they do here. I'm looking out to see Favor Ophelia in this race for sure. Favor Ophelia ran that 1085 wind aided ahead of Brenna Liston. So that was a good start for her. I'm looking up for Melissa Jefferson. She ran last weekend on one. That was 11:19. Abby Steiner is back. She ran a 400 meters. Don't know what that will look over 100. Isn't the best 100-meter athlete. So I'm not putting her over athletes that I believe will execute technically better than she does over the one. So I'm still gonna put the likes of Melissa Jefferson and Tamara Davis over her for sure. Also favor Ophelia. I'm interested to see what Kimber Nelson and Alana Reed will do. I don't have anything to say about where they will place since they haven't run all season. Oh, okay. What was the next one? Um, that's it. Okay, men's 100. Okay, so let's see here. We have Noah Lyles, Kenny Benerick, Hakeem Sani Brown, Joseph Fumbele, Emmanuel Matadi, Ronnie Baker, Paulo, Andre Camilo, Brian Lavelle, Andrew Hudson. So I'm definitely interested for Brian Lavelle and Andrew Hudson, Eric Harrison. Um, did Eric Harrison switch allegiance? I could have sworn he was American. But anyway, Filippo Tartu. These Italians are getting back into things. Kyrie King and Ji Zhengyi. Clearly, this is going to be a Noah Lyles race. I don't think there's anybody here that's, going to beat him. Let's see. No. The question is where the word Jamaicans place. I haven't seen Brian Lavelle over the one. I've seen him over the two. Run up. Did he run a personal best as well? I think he ran a personal best, if I'm not mistaken, or close to a personal best. So he should be in good shape. He's been looking good over indoors as well. Andrew Hudson, it was going to be interesting to see what he does as well. Um, I think our Jamaicans can beat out a Joseph Fumbele since he has a horrible start. Akeem Sunny Brown is probably going to be up there. I think our Jamaicans can beat out a Kenny Benerick. Well, then again, will Andrew Hudson beat Kenny Benerick? Yeah, I think our Jamaicans can beat out of Kenny Benerick. Ronnie Baker is going to be up there. Emmanuel Matadi is also going to be up there. So I'm going to say Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles. Hakeem Sani Brown, Ronnie Baker are the ones that we really have to watch out for in terms of top finishers, I believe, ahead of our Jamaicans. That's how I'm gonna put it. That's how I'm going. Oh, then there's Kerry King down here. I mean, this Chinese probably gonna finish well. I'm expecting a bullet start. Let's see how that goes though. But yeah, that's my picks. Let me see if I missed any other crap. What did I do with my page? I lost it, guys. I don't know where I am. Oh, okay. Is that it? Yeah, I think that was it. Okay, cool. All right, so I can stop sharing now. Okay, so that was it. Let's hear what you guys are saying. Akira versus Daniel, Toby, and Nia. I read online that Listen and Alana are listed for the Tom's Jones. Find. What did I do? Performance. Control F. Brianna. No. Does it filter to pages or does it give me? No, I'm not seeing Brianna. There's one Brianna anything on the start list, and it's a Brianna Rodriguez. So we're not seeing any Brianna list on any of these sheets. Oh no, wait, it says 1 of 9. 1 second. Let me look. Oh, she runs in the relay. That's where she runs. She runs LSU's 4x1. And she runs apparently the 4x4. Is that it? Oh no, she runs an individual event too. What's this? She runs the 200. Okay, so she runs the 200 as well. All right. All right. So Brianna is apparently done for the. I'm not liking it, but it is what it is. She's done for the 4x1. Apparently the 4x4 too. All right. So she's done by the 4x1, must say 4x4 and 200 meters. Yeah. So she's there. She's slated to be there. Um, Daniel was faster. Okay. So Daniel. So I'm still expecting a good run. Akira went 780. Child, who was it? No, Daniel was faster with 1/100. 7 7. Okay, listen, there's no difference between 779 and 780. Honestly, they're both in good shape. That's the point I was trying to make based on what I saw indoors. So let's see. I expect them to be up there. Um, that's a Tom Jones. That's coming up over the weekend. Favor versus Melissa. Based on what I saw over the weekend, I'm gonna say Favor is ahead of Melissa, but let's see. Um Abby said she wanted to do the 100 200 double, but I think it's gonna be close. And close with Favor, Melissa, and Kemba. Kemba. Well, I haven't seen Kemba, so I can't rate how Kemba looks because I haven't seen her. Alana has run. Alana hasn't run for me. I'm not sure where you saw her. Where did you see her run? I will say Alana opener season. I like Unatil. I haven't seen it either. I have not seen it. Remember the goat mode T. So please put our athletes play to place higher and remember for bias. No, I think I placed our athletes well. T, my mistake. Talu, Dina, and Alfred will be at Monsac. Talu is in the 200 and Dina is and Alfred is going in the 100 and 200. Oh, yeah, finally see her in the 200. Yes, I'm happy for that as well. I'm excited for her in the two. Look here. I never. There's no meat. No meat last week. No keep near Miramar. Guys, I remember no meat near Miramar. I don't remember it. I check all my stats online frequently, and I never see no meat near Miramar. So I don't know what you guys are talking about. All right, so guys, it's been 3 hours. Yeah, it's been good. It's been our weekly live. It's been enjoyable, I have to say. Thank you guys for turning up as per usual. I'm just going to chillax for the rest of the evening, and tomorrow I'm gonna be putting out some more content as usual. So make sure that you tune in to all the videos. Make sure that you like up the content as well, so that more people can watch. That's important. You know what I mean as well. I'll catch you guys over the weekend. Over the weekend. Let's see if I'm gonna be doing any lives over the weekend. I'm not sure though, but let's see. Alana, there's no meet that kept near Miramar. What Miramar are we talking about? Look here. Shasha Lee was running on a landing strip and got injured. Awesome broadcast. You love it. I appreciate that you loved it. Yay. I'm happy that you guys had fun. I had fun as well, as per usual, chattering my face off. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I have a nice video coming up for you guys about the relays. So I want y'all to look out for the relay video. Yeah, I know I said I wasn't gonna do one, but I have to do it. I have to do it, man. I have to do this relay video because people are looking out for the relay video. First time being here, subscribe, then we'll be back. I appreciate it. Come back all the time. This is where the vibes is at. I'm the vibes master. So yeah, I appreciate it. And tell a friend to tell a friend. Yeah, this is where we get down. So yeah, guys, as you can see, my eyes are now dipping out of existence. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow, and of course, in the days to come again. Depending on what happens over the weekend, I'll see if I'll go live. I actually wanted to go live, from that non-existent meet, but I don't know what was happening and it never worked out because the meet never keeps. So it is what it is. So this weekend, though, I'll see what happens. If there's a stream that everybody can watch and we can enjoy it together, then sure, I'll be watching along with y'all. So yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Bye.